You see? Look at this. Ike has all his friends over, and they're just sitting around on their own computers, barely talking to each other. Ike is watching PewDiePie play Dragon Age.
I'm going dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Video games are meant to be played in a living room, not something to watch people comment on.
Okay, Grandpa. We'll be sure to keep that in mind.
Grandpa?
This is how they talk to us. You better watch your mouth, kid.
Yeah, Connor. We're supposed to respect our elders. Remember? It's best to just make old people think they matter.
Oh, is that right? Do you even know how to multiply?
No, sir. Thank goodness we have you to do that.
It's PewDiePie's birthday.
Like I didn't know.
Is PewDiePie still making a lot of money, Blake? Or did he get in some scandal?
I think he went with the Nazi homophobic slur twofer, which I thought played in the gaming world, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Let's
Blake,
see.
tell us.
Net worth $45 million.
More than you.
No, I mean,
But I don't know if he's still
the gaming
on.
world. Are we allowed to say British cigarette?
Oh. It's coming back.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Good.
It's a word
It's
I
true.
like.
The most, vile things I've ever heard in my life were watching my friend play Counter-Strike
Oh, yeah.
online in the mid-2000s.
And we've got a new Call of Duty coming out tomorrow.
Oh, bet the under on anything the Cardinals are involved in.
Yeah. Use that for your triple play.
New COD tomorrow?
Yeah, new COD.
You gonna drop in?
Yeah, maybe.
Basically what he's telling is don't ask him to do any work this weekend.
Nah. Got stuff to do.
What, go watch other people play video games?
No, just go wreck some teenagers.
Blake will often do the show while watching other people play video games.
Yeah, I know. And
Yeah.
then be like, I'm so busy. I'm like, all right, well, why don't you stop watching this fifth grader who makes more than you shoot people on video game on Nintendo?
Have you seen how talented he is, though?
Okay.
I'm Dan McDowell.
I'm Jake Kemp.
I'm Blake Jones.
Along with Rob, quote, video man, unquote, Chickering. We're broadcasting live to tape today from Arlington.
Mm-hmm.
The hub of the heart of the Metroplex. Everything beats. Everything comes through Arlington. We're here at the behest of Kelly Gear, and she is the owner, or maybe a co-owner. I don't know. I think her husband has something to do with it. Urban Tree Merchants.
This place is sick.
Now, later, we will talk to her during closing remarks and determine whether they are urban merchants or are they merchants that will sell urban trees.
That doesn't make any sense, but we're in a wood shop right now. This reminds me of the shop room in my 7th grade class. Almost to a
Where you
T.
watched porn?
Yeah, where you watched Bud Dwyer kill himself.
That was in 8th grade when they decided that we needed to move away from learning the circular, the table saw, the vice grips. We did this in 7th grade, but in 8th grade, that's when they were like, hey, we're going to teach you guys about technology because that seems to be becoming a big deal. Except they kept the shop teacher from the wood shop and made him our new computer teacher. Don't think he'd ever turned one on. And we had unfirewalled internet at the age of 13 or 14. And, yeah, we would just look at people getting shot up in porn in class. And he had no idea.
This is cool. This is kind of the warehouse, I guess.
This
But
is a
yeah,
wood shop.
I guess they use, well, she'll tell us at the end, but they use discarded trees. So you had to get that tree cut down in order to have a nice office at your house.
Still hurts.
They could have taken that tree and...
They said if there's a tree falling down at your house or you got to get it cut down, they'll take it here and make a table for you.
Yeah, they have a sawmill.
It's incredible.
I don't even know what a sawmill is, but it sounds like something awesome.
Yep.
Like you've heard about it.
Well, I can tell you this right now, even with the people that are here just to see us, we are the least manly people in this operation right now. That includes the women. This is where real men do shit right here.
Do you feel like my hands are softer than theirs?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I've often been told my hands are soft as a baby's.
That's an insult. That's what they started saying.
They're insulting to me?
Yeah. That's what people started saying when they phased out the British cigarette. It's the same thing, though.
Baby hands.
Yeah.
Little warm. It's a little warm in here.
So,
But I'm telling you, we're fighting through everything. Rob, Video Man, doesn't even have internet.
why would they
Yet-
need internet to cut a tree?
I guess they don't need that. No,
No.
like this is where, early man didn't need internet.
No.
But
No.
soft hand man needs very much internet.
It is-
but Rob somehow is making this video thing work. I don't know how.
It is very awesome that to sit here and do a show on our laptops where they're providing us with food and water in a place where other dudes get in here and work with heavy machinery. We're like, it's a bit hot.
Yeah, a little warm in here.
No AC.
What a bunch of pussies.
Could use like maybe a lady standing next to me with a fan.
They wanted us here in like June.
And I would have been here.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was booked in like February.
Yeah, she emailed me February 28th.
Well, we made good on it. They have charcuterie.
I'm glad we're not here in June.
Yeah.
I think, by the way,
It is unseasonably warm today.
the rise of the charcuterie board, I know it's been popular in other lame parts of the world for a long time, but I think the rise of it tracks with those of us who grew up eating Lunchables getting older. Because you're like, I really like the Lunchable, but what if I made it with meat that's not absolute trash? And cheese that's not trash. It's just a Lunchable.
You're saying that ham is not real ham?
Blake,
if I
I'm
charge
sad
10
to report.
$10 more than the Lunchable?
Well, now you're an adult, you have a job,
Yeah.
and you can get – that's all it is. They have like prosciutto and salami over there with good cheese. That's a Lunchable.
And I don't know what you call that spicy jelly stuff, but it's fantastic.
That's a jam.
Spicy jam.
Yeah, that's common in the Char game.
No, I'm not familiar with the Char game.
Spell charcuterie.
Can't. No one can.
I'm going to try at least. CHARCEUTERIE. Anybody else?
Like
I'm just
anyone.
going to applaud that.
Yeah.
Hold on, no.
I don't even know
She's
if it's
shaking her
right.
head.
does she know?
CHAR.
She's a lady.
I added an E.
Ladies don't know anything.
CHARCUTERIE. I was close. But that's why I say sharpboard.
On today's program,
I don't say that.
it looks like we have Cowboys. Lots of Cowboys. I missed, 4 shows?
Yeah.
Although I was here for 2 of them, so I officially missed 2 shows. So much is happening, man. What the hell's going on with the Cowboys?
On the bye
It's a
week.
bye week.
Our kicker's at jury duty. This could not get worse.
Brandon Aubrey, yeah, he had to miss his week 2 appearance here because of jury duty. And we thought he was just lying to us.
Yeah, then it was
And
like
then
he's
it's in the
on
news.
the injury report. It says jury duty.
Yeah.
So hopefully we have him next week.
Yeah, hopefully they don't have to jury on Sunday, right?
No,
Yeah.
I think the deal was that they're not being – this is a legal term, so if I need to explain it, just tell me.
Mm-hmm.
The jurors are not being sequestered. So I think he gets to go home at night to baby boy. And he said he still has his steps taped out in the garage, so he can go kick in there. You think this will be a big topic on Sunday Night Football? Here's a guy who just
Oh my
earlier
God,
this week.
practice.
Hey, look at him. He was in jury duty just 2 days ago hearing a felony case. What is that? Look at him, Tarico.
I'll tell you what, if he misses a kick,
Holy shit.
Oh,
we
that'll
are.
be huge.
That's not good.
because no one misses kicks anymore,
No.
especially Brandon Aubrey.
No. And provided that he's out, we will get to hear firsthand an exclusive account of his story on Tuesday.
That's
I hope.
right.
Yeah. I have a couple quick things for you. One, I just wanted to thank listener Jason, who came by Urban Tree Merchants today and provided me with a gift from a job that he had early in his employment. This is the most 90s hat I've ever seen in my life. It is a Papa John's hat.
What on earth is that?
It is a Papa John's hat that is autographed by John Schnatter.
Why is it sideways?
Well, this is the look in the 90s. This is kind of what you did here. It looks, as I said to Blake, like a 90s expansion team hat.
Yeah.
Way over the top.
Like the 90s. It makes me think of the Cavs' weird uniforms.
Yeah,
in the 90s.
yeah. So I've got this on deck here. We'll keep that.
But it's great. That
Yeah.
Papa John's hat,
Don't smudge that signature.
signed by John Schnatter,
Yeah.
to go along with your Pizza Hut jacket, given to you by Micah Parsons.
I can be bought. If the Noid from Domino's wants to.
The little Caesars dude.
What is that dude called? I guess he's Caesar.
He's Caesar, bud.
Little Caesar.
He is. Just a smaller version of Caesar.
You guys ever hear the Noid story?
Avoid the Noid?
Yeah, but there was an incident.
You're going to Kempspin the Noid?
On January 30th, 1989, there was a man named Kenneth Lamar Noid. He was mentally ill. He believed that the Avoid the Noid campaign was personally directed towards him.
Terrific.
And he entered a Domino's restaurant in Georgia with a .357 and held 2 employees hostage for over 5 hours.
No.
How did it all end? I guess fine.
Yeah.
He didn't end.
Yeah, he was arrested and found not guilty by reason of insanity, which I don't know. I can't believe they got that through. But imagine if there was like a national campaign that was real popular. You got to be like one of the only guys named Noid. And they're like, the whole country's like, the Noid sucks. Avoid the Noid. And he's like, I'm going to get a gun.
Yeah, did that give him the mental illness?
Perhaps.
Yeah.
And then my other quick note, we had a dentist appointment this morning for the girl. I'm going to do the regular parent thing of asking why make the appointment at 8:30 and be there on time if they're not going to see you until 9. I don't understand
8:30.
That's when they open. I'm like,
you would
give
think
me
that's the first. Yeah,
it was.
That you should never have a wait on the first one.
That's why I take it. And so we're sitting out there, and at about 8:50, I think I had a little toot at this point. I never said anything, but she's like, "Would you all like some water while you wait?" And I'm like, "No, we're good."
You've been here 20 minutes.
Yeah. But fortunately, the girl was not antsy or aggravated because
you had tood, not a toot. Okay, I'm like, was he doing cocaine? Like, are you allowed to do that if you stop drinking? Do they tell you to start doing cocaine? You said a tood.
Yeah,
an
not
attitude.
a toot.
All
Yeah.
right.
No, they didn't tell me not to. So the answer is I still can.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
And by still can, I mean I never have.
Okay.
Not yet.
The girl was very entertained because on one of the televisions they were showing a YouTube channel from something called Lotus Media, which I looked up. It has about 65,000 followers. A bunch of the videos have hundreds of thousands of views. And I think I've seen this before, but it's certainly not my thing. It's very Japanese. But what it is it's like making cakes and treats that are like this big.
Okay.
Like miniature food is a very popular form of art in Japan. And I knew it was Japanese because they have a tiny microwave and it had Japanese symbols on it instead of, English or some other language. And it's just a loop of them like using tweezers to make the most beautiful cake you've ever seen, but it's like the size of a quarter.
And it's very colorful.
It's super colorful. And she just sat there and like stared at it like how are they making a cake that looks like I don't know, and the whole thing definitely feels very Japanese. Like that's not coming from America.
What's that YouTube thing? Have you ever seen that, like the cake or not?
Yeah, that made it to Netflix.
Like a piece of wood or something?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that made it.
This table is actually a cake.
You ever show her that?
No, that's a good idea though.
Kids love that.
I do
yeah.
think she would think that was funny.
I'm guessing kids love that because I love it. I'm like, but I watch it because of my kid.
Like, look at this. These are Indian dishes. They've got 5 of them you can hold in your hand.
What a waste of time.
It's a waste of time.
Everything's a waste of time.
I'm saying it's a waste of time.
We're a waste of time. The world is a waste of time.
But then the video has 1 million views on it.
I know. So this.
I think some
trash
people
truck.
think it's like therapeutic, like ASMR is. To just sit there and watch somebody meticulously put together this. These are like full Indian dishes that are a tenth of a inch long.
All right.
I mean, you just learned about Hinge, so I'm trying to explain the world to you a little bit.
What's Hinge?
Well, he told you 5 minutes ago.
I don't remember. What was it?
It's like the
Like a
popular
Hinge?
dating app now. No.
Oh.
It could lead to that.
You go
Yeah.
on Hinge to get the Hinge.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Hinge was, he met his wife.
Yeah.
Or girlfriend.
Any Hinge people in here?
And she lives in Waco.
Okay.
And he lives here. And they've been
Wow.
dating for like 3 years. How great would that be?
The best.
Yeah.
The best. Every time.
Just a little too
Every
far
time.
away for a.
Dynamite.
Yeah.
She's not just going to show up. Probably not.
Get to see her every weekend, occasionally, maybe even take the weekend off. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Kind of busy this weekend.
Man, that sounds great.
Yeah.
He's slaying it just every. Yeah. Oh yeah. He's.
Look at him.
He does look like
You're
he's
not
happy.
saddling that Bronco.
Okay.
Oh, look what we have today. I forgot. We ready to do content?
What was all this?
I
Well,
think
I
we've
mean,
been killing
other
it for
sports
about
content,
20
I
minutes.
should say.
Yeah,
Sports
sure.
content.
Do whatever you want.
I forgot to set up Video Man with this. We do have a video for this.
The ball because I'm gonna dunk it. Hey. Basketball, give me the ball because I'm tonight, Dan.
It. Really?
Tonight.
Can't wait.
It's opening night?
No.
It's opening night for the Mavericks.
Well, that's what I mean.
Now, they're not going to get quite the fanfare Tuesday. So, Tuesday night, my son usually goes to bed at, 7:30 or 8, but I made him stay up with me just so he could see in person the most important moment in sports history when LeBron James' son checked in with him. What a moment. God, dude, I'm already so tired of LeBron this season.
And then in the 2 or 3 minutes he played, Minnesota went on a 9-2 run.
For real?
Immediately.
Yeah, he sucks. He's
Yes.
not an NBA player.
Who won?
The Lakers did win.
Oh, okay, well, there you go.
They have a great
He brings
coach.
a lot more to the
Yes.
Did
the
you
floor
see
than
the
stats.
Did you see the cereal in the car video?
Oh, dude.
How are you, this is gonna?
I forgot to give that to Rob.
It doesn't matter. The point is, usually there's an organic thing that you do with the rookies, or pranks on younger players. Hey, we poured a bunch of Cheetos through his sunroof. Because if you recall, this is how. Who was it?
Steph
in New
Curry
York?
popcorn.
Yeah, somebody in New York tried to kill somebody.
What do you mean?
Yeah, like there was a player in New York that Kenyon Martin, because we talked to him about it. When Kenyon Martin was in studio with us, remember how scary he was?
Why?
Never mind. He just didn't. When the segment would end, he would turn his chair around. He had sunglasses on and would not say a word.
So Kenyon Martin was in studio.
That's right.
Good for
Okay. Wow.
Yeah,
Did I like it?
I think you were pretty into it.
Okay. I have zero recollection.
So
of
somebody put Cheetos or something in his car, and it was going to be impossible to get out. He drove to the guy's house and wanted to kill him. So, anyways, LeBron did this to his son with Fruity Loops, or might have been Lucky Charms.
it. There's no such thing as Fruity Loops.
I think it was Fruity Pebbles.
What is it called?
See,
Loops.
this guy just hates sugary
You're
foods
not a
to the
cereal
point
guy.
where he's mocking the names of it.
That was not it's not called. So it's called Fruit Loops and Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah, it's very standard.
I don't know any
Everybody
of this.
knows that.
Okay, well I don't. You didn't know what Hinge was, or that we had Kenyon.
Hinge is a new new thing in the last decade. Fruity Pebbles has been
The
around
Kenyon
forever.
Martin thing, though, I'll side with you on.
I don't know anything
gonna-
about cereal. I said it. So LeBron's, it's not like it happened organically. There was a professional camera crew there, and it looks like it was shot. It's HD, and it's acting because his son's like, "Oh man, I'm gonna be late."
Like it was at his house.
It was at his house.
And yes, so LeBron walks up to his car, which apparently has a sunroof. So I don't know how he can afford that. He's just a
Right.
kid, just out of college, and he has the box of Fruity Loops,
Okay, whatever,
there's
dude.
Fruity Pebbles, and he pours it in there.
Yeah.
So obviously he had his minions, somebody
Fill
else
it up.
filled it up, but he gets to do the last box, and then Bronny walks out, and he's like, oh, and then LeBron is being driven. He's in an Elite Rides DFW type scene where he's in the back seat and rolls down the window like, hey, Rook.
Ugh.
It
I
was
can't do this.
So, I mean, there's never been anything more contrived
I can't do it.
than.
I can't wait for the first time that Derek Lively just absolutely hangs his nuts on Bronny's head on an alley-oop and is like, get out of here. You're a child.
I saw the perfect tweet about them.
Bronny might be older than Derek Lively.
Yeah, he might. The team definitely has a group chat without the two of them in it.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah. Look, anybody here in a workplace, it's the same. You might have multiple, I know Courtney knows. You got multiple group work chats. Not everybody's got to be in all of them. Friend groups, it's all the same.
Before we move on, we are at Urban Tree Merchants, urbantreemerchants.com, if you want to see what they're all about. Let's give them a little applause for the
why not? They
the
got
air. We got some airflow in here, and
yeah.
it feels great.
Dude, that is
I'd rather have that than the Hange.
passive-aggressive Dan at its finest.
What do you mean?
He makes a slight comment, and the 10th
But look
drums,
who's happy.
7
Everybody here
degrees.
is happy.
I am.
The three of you guys are like, oh, I wouldn't have said it, but
This
I'm
was
pretty
worked out for
happy.
me many times.
Yeah, there you go. So our basketball talk, we're going to have Iztok Franko on,
The best.
your coworker with D Magazine. And it's going to be brought to us by Early Bird CBD Gummies. Early Bird CBD. This is different than CBD. Like if you've tried CBD and it doesn't really do anything for me because this has THC in it. Now what that also means is you should not be taking this if you get drug tested for work or something like that, you know?
Yeah. I got a big weekend coming up. Got some wedding anniversary fun. And
Hey now.
I'm going to be enjoying myself some early bird CBD for some concert action.
If you've never done it before, though, try just one gummy. It's 2.5 milligrams of THC. It's kind of a perfect amount to feel a mild buzz without being overwhelming. Some people, I'm looking over here, might take more. Some people might take a half a gummy, but one is kind of a perfect place to start. And earlybirdcbd.com has a coupon code for you.
Wait a minute.
What?
If I order today, where is this coming from? Russia? Japan?
I don't know. You tell me. I'm not looking at that part of the copy right now.
Austin, Texas.
Oh,
my man.
okay.
This is
Austin, Texas.
we ride with the Lone Star State.
We do, man.
So, yes, check it out. There is a promo code. It's dumbzone at earlybirdcbd.com. That'll get you 20% off. That is dumbzone for 20% off. And these are nice. Chill out. Blake said last night that it helps him actually be a better parent because when his kid's wilding out, it's early bird time.
Okay.
For me.
For you, not for his child.
Oh,
We had a little miss-up.
all right. You
mishap
should
there.
probably mention that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there anything you want to play at the end of that?
Oh. Damn it.
You know, I saw you practicing and everything, but
Yeah, no, I'm.
so it's earlybirdcbd.com and the promo
that's
code
just
is
gonna make this too long,
dumbzone.
right?
Hey, you sweet bastard. Take the edge off tonight with some early bird. Early bird, make me feel so good.
There you go. It's Mavs time.
Early bird, just like I knew you would.
There he is, folks. Our good friend. I'm assuming live from Ljubljana, Slovenia, the great Iztok Franko. Hi, Iztok.
Hi, Jake. Hi, Jake.
I get to finally see your office. We're on video today.
Yeah. And I will sign up for your CBD gummies.
Okay.
I would love
All
to.
right.
Okay. Well, first off, since we haven't talked in a little bit, you are an international man of mystery and intrigue. I have to at least ask the highlights of your off season.
I mean, it's pretty same last couple of years. So
Windsurfing?
yeah, Greece, windsurfing, then some work in between, but mostly windsurfing. Right.
He works in between windsurfing. Like when he has time, he fits in some work.
Yeah. No. Now my wife was very nice. So after we go typically for a family vacation to a place where we can windsurf, but then she gives me 1 week off with the guys. So that's late September, and that's just windsurfing and a lot of eating and drinking. So
I feel like the Europeans might have this figured out, Dan.
Yeah. Do you go on? Is it called holiday? What do they call it there?
it's actually funny. This was so for the family trip we went with the car this year for the first time because our dog died. So I took all equipment and it's like an 18-hour trip before we took the dog with us. So we took a ferry, but with the car you have to go from Slovenia through Croatia to Serbia, Macedonia, and then you come to Greece. And Serbia and Macedonia, these are like these old Balkan countries, and they have perception of Slovenians like we are like very sportsman-like. We cycle, we do all this stuff, and the guy on the border saw windsurf equipment on my roof, and he said, "Where are you going?" I said, "Windsurfing." And he says, "This is, vacation for you." How you do that? And the Serbians, their word for vacation is basically like relaxing and lying on the beach. And our in Slovenia, it's a little bit different. So we call it vacation. Yeah.
Well, we all get to see this thing kick off tonight. I don't think it's a stretch at all to say that on paper, it's the best roster they've had in the Luka era. There's certainly some things to figure out, but they're definitely deeper. So let's just start with where you think this thing is relative to last year. They outperformed their Vegas win total by 5 or 6 last year. They obviously made it to the finals. How do you think that they're better this year overall?
Yeah, I mean, they're better on several levels. I think the biggest part is, even if you took last year and you said outperforming total, is they're good from the beginning of the year. So last 2 times that they were good. So last year that they got to the finals, and in 2022, first JKD year where they got to the Western Conference Finals, they had always started slow because the team wasn't set in the summer. So they had to make a trade. First year around was Kristaps for Spencer and Bertans, and last year it was for BJ and Gafford. So this year the team is set from the training camp. But like you said, I think it's the deepest team Luka had around him since he got to Dallas. So that's one thing. The second thing, how they're better, I think it's Derek Lively. Just him in year 2, it's going to be, I think, huge. People, I don't think, really think about that, but I think the step that he'll take this year is going to be the biggest internal improvement. And then Luka is getting into his prime. And I think that the additions that they did this summer with Najee, with Grimes, with Clay are make them also a bit better.
Now, Luka looks great for start of season Luka. He looks about as fit as I've ever seen him at the start of the year. However, at the Dragic game, he definitely went viral for not looking so healthy. And you were at that game, weren't you?
Yeah.
Did he look?
With him, I talked to some people. I mean, first of all, it was his first. He came directly from what we called before vacation. So from Croatia, from vacation. But I also think with Luka sometimes he exaggerates some of the things, because then he doesn't. It's for him it was like an all-star game. He doesn't want to run. He jogs. He had a too big jersey on, so I think it didn't look that good like it looks now. But it was also a little bit exaggerated. But like you said, after that, I think I talked to his father. I even went with him to see his last workout before he went to Dallas, and he worked out a lot, like twice a day for last month before he got to Dallas. He worked out with a local team here.
That's his dad's team?
Basically, yeah, I think Dad is like, GM, like heads of operations.
Okay.
But it's like, it's not the best team here. It's more like the team that develops young talent. So they have development and coach, and I think it was great for Luka because he worked out with his physical trainer in the morning, and then in the afternoon with the team, just to get like a basketball field to play pickup and things like that. But they're telling me he took all these workouts very seriously. So I think you can see how he came prepared in the training camp that he was working out.
So you say Derek Lively, you think him year 2 is going to be the biggest addition?
Yeah, I think we saw even last year, and I think I wrote this in one of my last articles, is I think JJ Redick, and I heard JJ Redick and who it was, I think he was quoting Steve Kerr or something like that. So like 2 smart guys in the NBA, they said that every postseason game counts like 2 regular games, like it's like a back-to-back, playing like a back-to-back game together. And Derek Lively and whole Mavs team had like 22 of them. So it's like half an additional season for him. And I think the processing that you have to do for him, like as a key of the defense, because center position, the position he plays, is the most important defensive position in the NBA. So I think the amount of experience, reps, and attention to detail that you get in the playoffs counts much more than the rookie season. So I think with his IQ and him, because last year this very simplified his role on defense, and he was already great at the end of the season. I think this year we could see him like getting comfortable, knowing the defense is playing like this roaming role, really changing the games just with his athleticism and defense and IQ.
And in theory, he could be a 3-point shooter in the future, couldn't he?
I mean, I would wait for that. I think just the touch that he showed in the paint would do. Also wrote this, I think, last year he shot whole season and playoffs 7 shots from 7 feet and beyond. This year he did it one game alone, I think, against Milwaukee. He made 3 and 1 in the other game. So in 2 preseason games he made 4, and last whole season at playoffs he made 7. So let's take baby steps.
Yeah.
Maybe expand to 7-8 seed. But we'll see. I think the 3 that he made in the finals from the corner, that was something. But to me, I'm always a little bit more, let's say, cautious with that. I mean, would like to see him first with the free throws to make some progress, to be, 60-65% free throw shooter, and then I think the 3 can come.
That's his development around the rim and the move that he showed, the Giannis move in the Memphis preseason game, where he basically he handled the ball, he had a spin and a finish at the line. That's why it doesn't bother me as much that he's not starting right away. Because I think if he plays with the second unit, one of Kyrie or Clay or both, that scoring punch is actually needed more in that second lineup than it is in the starting lineup when you have Clay, Kyrie, and Luka out there together. Like in the second unit, Lively might almost become their second scorer if he comes off the bench. Now, I think he'll still close games. And maybe this is just kid being stubborn because he's a young player, but all indications are Lively's coming off the bench to start the year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, that's the way it looks right now.
Yeah. I mean, it would bother me because I think he's just much better than Gafford.
Yeah.
As good as Gafford is, I think he's like 1 or 2 levels better. So I think, if not at the beginning of the year, but I think if mid-season he's not starting and playing, let's say 30 minutes and Gafford is playing 18, I think it's like just the simplest tweak that you can do to improve performance of the team is just to redistribute these 2 minutes. I mean, yeah, he's young, he'll have foul trouble. I think the value for Gafford is more that last year, if you remember, first half of the season, they were already good when Lively played. But when he was on the bench, it was like Dwight Powell time, or I don't know if you remember Grant Williams at the 5, backup 5 times. So,
yeah, Dan.
Yeah, those were like some bad times. So I think this is where Gafford, I said this several times, I think with his athleticism and he's not as his size for a starting big, he's small. So he got bullied on the glass, defensive glass. But I think with his athleticism, he can just dominate the backup bigs. So I think that's the perfect setup. We'll see how closely they'll come. I don't know. They needed like 5 games to not start JaVale McGee 2 years ago. So I think it will come soon enough.
JaVale McGee.
They're still paying him.
Are they really?
Probably, yeah. I mean, they stretched
That's
him
right,
out.
3-year deal, right?
Yeah, 3-year guaranteed deal. And they do say Gafford bulked up, or he said he bulked up this offseason, but we'll have to wait and see on that front.
So, okay, Derek Lively, you feel biggest addition as far as just year 2. The biggest addition publicly, or what's ESPN talking heads are saying, is Klay Thompson. And I'm just wondering if you think that'll work here and why, you always have to worry about a team that's going to let a guy walk like that. So why didn't it work out in Golden State, and why will it work better here?
Oh, I think it worked out well in Golden State.
They wouldn't,
But I think the situation there was like...
He wasn't getting crunch time minutes, right, last year?
Yeah, no. Last 2 years were terrible. But it was just so much history. I think him not getting the extension that Draymond got, I think it messed up the whole team dynamics. Draymond doing Draymond stuff, punching teammates, missing games. It was like... I think it's after, I don't know how many years they were together, I think that situation, you could see even from his talking in media day that it was in his head and that he needed a fresh start. So, and also, if you look last couple of years in Golden State, he was still asked to be the second best scorer on that team. So after Steph, they tried Kuminga, they tried Wiggins, but they are not at that level. So he was basically still in a role that probably at this stage of his career was a little bit too big for him. Him with Luka and Kyrie, it's basically you're asking him to be just a good version of Tim Hardaway Jr., So not to get completely lost on defense and hit the open shots at much better rate than Tim Hardaway did. So, and I think the history shows that Clay can do that. And I think if they will simplify this role, so if I think the whole dynamics on the team, the whole, let's say, currency that he has on the Mavs compared to the Warriors is completely different. So here I think the games when he doesn't have it, I was speculating a couple of times on different occasions that by the end of the year, maybe the best role for him is be that sixth man, because I think they can stagger the minutes with him, Luka, and Kyrie. So two of them are on the floor. It would ease a lot of defensive problems. And this is something I think that Jay Kidd eventually, this conversation is something that Jay Kidd can eventually have. And it was much more difficult conversation on the Warriors with Steve Kerr and everybody else, because you can always say, okay, why is Draymond starting, or why somebody else there winning? So I think it's a different situation, and I really hope that the guy will turn it around here, because I think he's just a great guy and a great character to follow and to root for.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he brings – this is still a really young team. You think about Kyrie, who's been around the league for forever since he was a baby, and Clay, one of the more, more well-known players in the league for the last decade. They're all really young. So having Clay here, especially for that playoff experience and being able to hit shots in the playoffs, where we saw last year down the stretch, Derrick Jones was being left open. PJ was being left open sometimes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, in a perfect world, I would like to see Najee or Grimes starting. Only thing I worry about is if they have to make that move. If they start off with Clay starting, if they have to make that move, it almost means something had to have gone wrong to get there, which, you know what I mean? Like, they'll be in a rough spot in the season. I just can't imagine them being at a 70% win clip and then saying, hey, down the stretch, we're going to move Clay to the bench. But you're right. I think he'd be more open to it here than he was in Golden State, because there was a lot of baggage there. But I mean, if there were a way to bet on the Mavericks having the number one offense in the league this year, I would do it. I'm worried. Yeah, I'm worried on the defensive end, but with all the shooters and those three playing together, I would take the number one. I think they're the best offense in the league by 2025 Jan 1.
Yeah, I mean, the competition is, you have Indiana, I have a lot of these competitions, but I agree with you. Top three, somewhere there in that range, it should be. And if you look last year at the trade deadline, they basically traded a lot of shooting and spacing for size and defense. And I think this summer, it's not only Clay, it's also Grimes. If you look at the Grimes per 36 numbers, volume of three-point shooting, it's higher than any 3-and-D guy in Mavs, let's say, Luka era. So these two guys alone, I think, will take the three-point volume back at the top of the league, which was basically a problem against Boston. Boston was chucking up threes at twice the rate that Dallas was in the finals. So I think that's one thing, and I agree, yeah. So having the guy, also, this is I wrote after one game, so last game, I think that they and Clay in preseason played, Kylie and Clay, they play totally different when these two guys are on. So I think this could be such a difficult, thing for the opposing teams' defenses. You have one game plan, which is basically 90%. This is how to stop Luka and all these different coverage and what to do. And then he's on the bench and you play Clay and Kyrie, and they played like this off ball, both guys off ball, a lot of movement, totally different style. So I think this is like a very nice curveball that you can throw. How much they'll do it, that's another question. But I think it's another argument to be had to, like, they will finish top three on offense.
So the Mavs extended Jaden Hardy. They bring back Spencer Dinwiddie. I think we've all been clamoring for more Hardy. How do you think that backup guard rotation works? And at this point, is Hardy kind of an insurance thing with games that Luka and Kyrie miss, or do you think he can get some extended minutes here?
We'll see. With Hardy, it's always, I think it's not an easy position for him to be like 20-year-old on a team that's openly talking about the title, and he's doing this. He's getting on-ball reps and he's doing this like mistakes that typically young guys do. So turnovers, tough shots. And this is hard to do on a team where you have Luka and Kyrie and now Clay, and you say, look, Why would we have like 5 reps of that if you can get it the guy, one of the other guy's hands, and the efficiency will be always 50% higher, you know? So I think for him it's tough, but with Dante's injury, and especially when one of the guys misses games, they will need somebody to create something, and he will get his opportunity. He made some progress, but I don't know. We'll still see. I'm a little bit skeptical that on this year it's gonna be like 6 man of the year, like he said. I think he's more like 8 or 9 man in the rotation, based on how I would see it. Also, if you saw in the preseason, and I wrote about it, they were trying to get PJ some reps with the ball. Najee Marshall is a guy who is not typical 3-and-D wing. His best strength is creating stuff with the ball, driving kick, driving pass, hitting the floater. So these 2 guys are also the ones that you would say, okay, come playoff time, maybe it's better that they have some reps, because these 2 guys are the ones that I'm always sure that they will play in a tough playoff.
It's interesting, though, on Hardy, because I definitely think they have to get Luka's minutes down, and probably Kyrie's minutes down, and probably their games missed when healthy down. And to be able to go to Hardy in those situations is a nice luxury. And now he knows he's got guaranteed money for the next 3 years, so he's not constantly thinking, I have to play to keep myself in this league. You know, the security that they've given him with the $18 million, I think that'll help him out a lot. That's so cheap for an NBA player to be able to give you spot starts or to chip in. So I'm glad they were able to figure that out with him. And then the last thing I wanted to say is I think the fan base, before the year with new players, I like to try to – who are we going to fall in love with? I think Grimes and Marshall are both going to be huge fan favorites, a la Reggie and Dorian Finney-Smith a couple years ago, because those guys are just different than what we've seen around here from the Mavericks. And I think with both them combined, it makes up a little bit for losing the badassness of Derrick Jones Jr. So I'm fired up. They're they're very exciting, and that's or much needed right now, given that the Cowboys are it's tough times around here, is talk for the Cowboys.
Yeah, I follow that a little bit. I would put the NFL game, Sunday game, it's like 10 o'clock here, but Cowboys game, and then after first half I go to sleep. So it's
so do we.
I don't need
and
to,
so do
to
they.
lose too much sleep.
So do they.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, good times, man. Go check his talk stuff out at dmagazine.com. Click on sports there. He's got let me close with this. I know that you did like an aggregate of 5 or 6 of the betting sites and the books. And what did they come out to? About 49.5 wins, which would put Dallas at 4th.
I think the line is somewhere at 50.5 or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, for most.
And you're taking the over on the seeding and the total?
Yeah, I think this is the year they have to get to 55. I think on seeding they have to be. There's no excuse, like we said. Such a good team from the beginning of the season, a lot of depth. I think they need to be first or third in the West, and I think I would say around 55 wins is something that they should aim for.
Well, that's exciting. All right, man. We will talk to you very soon. Enjoy your night. What time is it there? What are we at? It's 8 o'clock?
Yeah, 10 to 8.
Okay.
Thanks, Iztok.
Thank you, guys.
All right, go
See you,
to
bud.
dmagazine.com, right?
You didn't go windsurfing this summer.
I didn't. I was building a small business.
Okay.
I don't know. Not great, Rob. Not great. But we did partner up with Lone Star Beer, which is pretty sweet.
Lone Star left.
We appreciate Lone Star Beer, big-time partner of the Dumb Zone.
I'll be numbing the pain from a Cowboy Sunday night.
And in fact,
You got a song, did you?
we will be there Sunday night watching some Cowboy football with Lone Star Beer. That's usually what Blake will drink. Lone Star Light. What do you go, Rob? Video Man loves him some beer. You go light? Okay,
Of course, look at him.
He looks great, but he looks like the kind of guy that could just handle it. You know, his metabolism He's a live life to the fullest type of guy. I enjoy Lone Star Light, though, and will be this weekend. You should as well. Thanks to Lone Star Beer for their partnership with the Dumb Zone. And they would like to help you outfit yourself. They have awesome merch. Go to LoneStarBeer.com. Use the code DUMBZONE21. You get 21% off merchandise. You must be 21 or over to purchase.
I bought a shirt last night.
Oh, you did?
I did. It's pretty sick designs on there.
Okay. Well, wear that Sunday night. Or don't. Just wear it, if you just want to impress. If you want to dress to impress.
Sure. Job interview.
But yeah, so it's great. Lone Star Beer, they say the no-nos in talking about Lone Star Beer. Don't talk about overconsumption. Well, that's good because at the stream I will underconsumped. I will just have enough. That's the way we kind of do it when we have the Cowboy watching party.
Yep.
We think you should as well. 140 years of brewing in Texas, the national beer of Texas, Lone Star Beer. And Lone Star Light. Now, I'd like to do this. I'd like to do a quick non-birthday viewer mail.
Okay. You got a big fat bag of mail, right?
I do.
You were visiting Rose?
Yeah. No, these piled up, and I heard you
Bad
badmouth.
charger on the phone over there.
Oh, you want this?
Yeah.
Okay. I heard you bad-mouthing.
Oh, here we go.
What was it? Oh, reading birthday emails. Or was it even off the air? You're like, I don't like doing it.
I think it was off the air.
Okay. Well, then I never heard you say that. The point is, these are non-birthday emails.
Okay.
There's a little something in here, I think, and a lot of follow-up stuff. Was even trying to determine, should we once a week, do like just a mailbag extravaganza. Most radio shows or whatnot will like lay that on Friday, and we're trying to be a little different. What if we did it on Thursday?
I was gonna say, dude, me and you, blow me up.
All
That's
right.
exactly what I was
What if we
thinking.
did it
We're
on
gonna
Thursday?
reinvent this whole thing.
No one will know what to do with themselves. They'll be
No.
like, they do mail on Thursday. You gotta listen to these guys. It's unbelievable.
I want to bring back the voicemail line. I like the voicemail line.
Blake doesn't.
Hated it.
The crow.
You know
line,
why?
The crow line had its problems.
I'll bet
but
Blake will say, "Bring it back" if you're the one who vets it.
Sure, if you want to do it, have at it,
I will,
boss.
Unnecessary boss.
Listen to him like.
That's just.
You know what we need to do is we need to make more work for everyone else, but me. I'll just sit and enjoy it.
Oh my God, it's getting way too personal.
That's
I feel like
Jake's
this
bit.
is the NBA TV bit.
That is Jake's bit. May 2nd, this was sent to me.
Wow. Okay.
Because we were talking about 3D printing long ago.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
And dear Dan, Jake, and Blake, this is calling me Vagina Man or something, whatever
Yeah, it's a different time.
people do now. Yeah, a simpler time.
Yep.
A package was delivered that hopefully is of your interest, and we have video to accompany this as well, if you guys want to take a look. Or if anybody wants to go find this on their on the YouTube. A little over a week ago, I heard a comment in an epi where y'all are confused by or don't understand 3D printing, so I thought I'd print something for you. It is a 3D printed box with a puzzle inside. There's a few Easter eggs included on the puzzle for your enjoyment. Like he put no puppet on the back and all this kind of stuff.
Wow, look at that thing go.
So what you have in 3D printing, a spool of plastic material.
I don't understand.
Like a weed trimmer line.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It's fed into a hot nozzle. It'll move side to side in two directions. The plastic is melted by the nozzle to be deposited at the appropriate location on a base plate. The part is printed from the bottom up in layers. After each layer, the base plate will move down, so the nozzle will print the next layer. Anyway, he gave us a time lapse of the whole puzzle printing
incredible.
process. And I actually I made my own time lapse as well. I made one of me attempting to do the puzzle, and I was doing it for like a half hour or 45 minutes, and then I gave up.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't do it.
Yep, that's
because I'm an idiot.
Pretty typical puzzle experience.
Yeah, and it's a very small. It has 69 pieces.
Of course.
So my wife said, "Hey, I like puzzles," and then she whipped it out in like 10 minutes, and we have a time lapse of that as well. So this is from Corey Stinson, number 2427.
Yeah, she's flying here.
Yeah, well, it's a time lapse. She's not really going that fast.
I'm comparing it to your time lapse.
Yeah.
Well, she did it right also. I mean, she separated the pieces properly.
A dumb zone puzzle.
Look at that.
Greetings, warrior of the whispering eye.
It's a role models reference.
Okay.
Is that what the box is called in role models?
Yes. The whispering eye.
We can go with box, right? That's old school.
Are you asking me for like, is it okay?
Yeah, are you good with box?
There's not a word for it I'm not okay with because they haven't said we can't say it.
Just don't call it moist.
Who's they? Like ladies?
No, like society.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
I don't think we've ruled any of those out. I mean, as evidenced by this segment.
Are you like, hey, but you can't use box when sweet talking your lady, right?
There's ladies here. You could ask them.
Hey.
No, there's not a scenario I can think of.
Let me see that box.
Yeah. Let's fire open that box,
Yeah,
baby.
I don't think that plays. I don't think that plays at all. But then at the same time, I don't know that I ever say the word out loud. Any of them. Like to actually refer to that. That's disgusting. Do you? You're getting kind of a far off look on your face.
I'm just trying to think. Do I ever say like, hey, what if
No, I definitely
put my jack in your box.
Look at he.
I once heard of
What's
a
wrong
dude
with you?
saying, "Open that pee."
We're brainstorming.
Open that pee up.
I heard of that too.
You've heard of that story, but
there's a guy that everyone here knows who he is.
We're not going to tell you who it is.
Further.
We're not going to even tell you off the air who it is. You wouldn't believe it. Anyway, what finally inspired me to reach out to you guys is in regard to stilts.
Oh yeah.
This has been a topic.
Yeah, because they were present at the little old-timey event I went to at a farm in Grapevine.
I feel like Grapevine, yeah. Is that the one pair of stilts, or is there a lot of stilts in Grapevine? Because every event I go to in Grapevine, there's a dude on stilts.
Yeah.
Never a lady.
He's right.
Because then you'd look up at the box. You don't want to do that.
Ironically, and I think this is probably what you're going to get into in this email, like 2 days later, we went to go look at the house remodel, and there were guys in the garage painting on stilts.
Oh!
Yeah.
Okay, well, this guy, Fred.
They were metal, though, or aluminum or something, as opposed to the ones
I thought you meant they were awesome.
No, God, dude, you are on fire today.
Fred says they're using the olden days so humans could light street lamps in the evening and extinguish them in the morning. He also says The Boys is a fantastic anti-hero take on the
This is how you get your
movie.
email read.
What?
Yeah, include something about Mr. Early filing for his taxes, man.
It was hey, Hotmail's awesome. Now it's The Boys is cool.
Yeah. Why don't you guys just tell him he's got a huge hog?
Fred also says
go all the way with it and get your email read.
Fred also
Stroke
says,
his ego.
as a former cop and federal agent, I was taught the benefits of backing in or, quote, tactical parking.
Oh, he needs more inflation to his ego.
I stand
by
with you,
calling it
Dan, on your
tactical.
continued efforts here. Once mastered, it is more efficient and beneficial when that situation arises where you must quickly escape the scene and or rush to the supermarket to purchase a banana.
Yep, smells like pig in here.
Jeez, Blake.
I don't think you understand how that's done. It's like you're supposed to be like, it smells like bacon.
Yeah, that was not.
You don't just overtly say.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to understand how to.
I'm with you, though. He doesn't make the rules of
comedy.
comedy.
Defending cops, you would.
I will defend the cops.
I just love the idea
cops.
that you think that you need to be.
I will back the blue.
Like tactically
the only life
savvy
that matters
as
is
a
blue.
cop. Like they have a reason for it.
I'm the most likely among all of us to have gone in law enforcement.
Oh.
Couldn't even finish it. Couldn't
you see me as a cop?
No.
What?
No. I could see him. And Rob and I are like 50-50.
And then you'd be giving me attitude. Like, where are you going? Kind of driving fast there. I don't legally have to tell you that.
Just tell me, man. Come on, I'm not trying to.
Just stop drinking and driving.
Yeah. Well.
Oh. We could get you out of this ticket.
Let me see that box.
Yeah.
Officer McDowell, I'll do anything.
Oh, Bailey writes, "Hey, Dan, I don't hate Romo as a broadcaster, but during his game this week, I started to get annoyed with him saying, 'I want you to watch.'"
I want you to watch the right guard here.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah. I haven't noticed it till they said it, but that's definitely one of them.
Let's see. Do I have that?
We have it?
I do.
I want you to watch. I want you to watch this play action, and I want you to look. And I want you to watch at the bottom here. I want you to watch. This is gonna. I want you to watch. I want you to watch. But I want you to watch the play fake here. I want you to watch.
What else would I do? Like, I'm watching the game. What are my other options?
But you've noticed a couple.
Yeah, he does that.
You keep looking at the crowd. I need you to watch the play.
Right.
Keep just looking at the score bug on the bottom. Watch the play. Do you think he hates Brady now? It almost feels like Romo quickly turned into like the ex-wife of everybody's football fandom for watching games. Like, what about me?
Like, just like in his career, all of a sudden Brady's better.
Yeah. He's got $20 million a year.
Patty Guttery.
Ah.
The mother of the creator of the Hang Zone.
That's right. The founder, the editor emeritus of the Hang Zone.
Apparently reads the paper and sent me a clip from Dear Abby.
Okay. Still cooking, huh?
I think it's Abby's daughter. I think Abby died.
It was in the blood.
The Cleveland one is Dear Annie, I think.
Is there a Dear Annie? I think the Abigail Van Buren died, and that wasn't even her name. But yeah, I think they scoured though the entire universe and decided, well, you know what? The most qualified person is your daughter to replace you.
This nepotism exists. We know that. Jack Collinsworth is actually great.
Dear Abby, my wife continually dirties the floors in our home because she refuses to stop wearing shoes in the house.
Okay.
She'll be out all day at work running errands, etc., then comes home and keeps the same shoes on. She has even done yard work, and then she comes inside wearing those same shoes. Her mother does the same thing in her house. How do I convince my wife that our house is dirty specifically because of this?
Can I answer as if I were Abby?
Sure.
Do you have the person's name or no?
They always sign it with something cute.
Oh.
They don't sign it with Steve.
All right.
He signs it in my slippers. So now he's got to wear slippers in his own house.
Okay.
This poor guy.
My response would be, hey, in my slippers, did you write this email after your wife got done pegging you? You
Sorry, slippers.
You're adult. You're a man. You're an adult male, and you're that worried. You should be happy that you married somebody who wants to go do yard work. That's cool. And she just wants to wear shoes in the house, and you're like, ew.
I'm kind of with slipper guy over
Yeah,
here.
I know you are. That's.
I would just find me a new one, a new wife.
Yeah, on Hinge.
Yeah, on Hinge. Some clean box.
Oh my God.
Oh, should I read Gay Not Gays, or should we save them all for Steve Noviello?
I want to save them.
Yeah, sure. I only feel comfortable doing it in his presence, kind of like how you are with racial slurs. Thank you, Rob.
All right, this is a guy who says he's emailing from the home of Arsenio Hall.
Wow.
But I'll save your Gay Not Gay, sir.
Does that guy really live in the house? He lives in the town. Okay, that's cool, though.
It says SMTX. What is that?
San Marvelous, Texas.
All right. Oh, I got one here from Brandon.
Let's go.
We'll have a photo with this one, Rob. Dear Uncle Blue Waffle Taste Tester.
Ugh.
That's horrible.
I don't even get it. I never have.
Is the snatch called a blue waffle?
Oh.
Yeah.
Y'all haven't heard of that?
I've heard it. I just never.
You've heard of blue waffle?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
I don't.
Just
don't.
No, don't even look it up. It's gross.
Catching up on SNL, I think Stevie Nicks might fall into the Roseanne category based on her recent appearance.
Pretty good.
You know what? There's something to this.
I don't know, man.
Here's Fleetwood Mac guy over here.
I don't know that it's Fleetwood Mac guy. I'm just wondering.
Now that I'm looking at
very
this photo,
borderline.
Yeah,
that's
now that
her
I'm
on
looking at
SNL.
this photo, that's not
because
full
someone
on.
else sent me one, and I was like, oh, and I nodded. They wondered if Michael Moore was a Roseanne.
Without a doubt, 1,000%.
Yeah.
Michael Moore is the quintessential male Roseanne.
Like, that's the definition of a Roseanne.
Right there. Yeah. That guy could be your grandma.
I'm going to have to rule against Stevie Nicks.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. You've got to have a little more heft. To date, we
you
don't
can't have
any,
a skinny Roseanne?
To date, we don't have any skinny Roseannes. That right there is a Roseanne, Michael Moore. One of the most regrettable periods of my life is when I thought that guy was really smart.
Did you listen to him on Air America?
Read the books, watched the documentaries, had a shirt.
Roger and Me's good, isn't it?
Yeah, but
when they killed that rabbit?
Yeah.
That's the funny part.
Not the part where he's harassing Charlton Heston outside of his home when he's barely alive.
Is that Roger and Me, or is that the Columbine?
Oh, that might be Bowling for Columbine.
The gun.
You're right, yeah. I don't know. It's
the gun thing. You know how we have Grady G emails. Do you know how we have words of like it's one word, but it only works with another word.
Anchored
You
phrases.
call them anchored phrases?
Blake does.
Well,
and
apparently,
I like
okay, we named it that.
Yeah.
We're
You
going to say
named
we
it?
did.
Well, he says there is actually a word for these words, fossil word. Looking in the dictionary, a fossil word is a word that is broadly obsolete but remains in current use due to its presence within an idiom or phrase, such as inclement.
Weather.
Yeah, no, you're never like, man, this food is inclement.
Yeah, inclement weather.
Okay.
So fossil word, Blake, if we need to start labeling those, they're called fossil words. And finally,
How about
Nick,
I get to decide what they're called?
Oh,
wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, Grady G. Finally, Nick Garza says, things I've seen in a sauna. Were you guys talking about this when I was gone?
Yeah, so I went the other day, it must have been Monday at the rec, and early voting was that day. And as I said to people, like, going on the first day of early voting is dumb because it's just as bad as election day. At least it was at my polling place, so I'm like, I'll come back. And in the sauna, because it was election day, there were a couple guys who decided this is the time to talk politics.
All right.
Yeah, a lot of, if you vote for Colin Allred, then you're going to have to install a litter box in your kid's bathroom. You remember that, Facebook? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So they were chopping it
That
up
was before
about-
they started eating all the pets and they
Yeah.
didn't have them. Oh, wait,
That was
they don't have pets.
That was
right,
these
yeah.
two guys started talking a lot, and they could have been lockstep with everything I believed, and I don't really think that's the time for it. But
Well, Nick writes, hello, Uncle Vagina Vaporizer. Please tell Jake that I am also a sauna enthusiast.
it's good for you.
I've seen people do really weird stuff in there, including taking phone calls with their divorce attorneys,
Yeah. Okay.
lying on the floor face up completely naked, and eating a turkey sandwich.
That's flat out hilarious. Maybe I should do the bit that we were going to do at the Rangers game in the sauna. Just bring a big, like, freezer-sized
Gallon
bag
bag
of
of
spaghetti
chili.
or mashed potatoes or something.
No fork.
Yeah.
Just
no
your
fork.
hand.
Yeah, it's not nobody gets naked in the rec sauna. So that's what I have as a follow-up on that. Looks like that's probably the end of that email.
Okay, that is the end of that email, and that is the end of the Thursday viewer mail follow-up extravaganza.
No, that's good.
Inclement fossil
Yep.
thing.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
All right, would you like to take a break, or would you like to talk Cowboys? I think Pizza Delivery will have something to say about that. A few more minutes? That means you would like to talk Cowboys,
All
right?
Sure. It's your show.
From the wonderful world of sports, Radio Sports Scoreboard.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
We already talked a little bit about the oddity of, like, I have never heard of a current in-season football player being chosen for jury duty. I feel like jury duty is something commonly people get out of, and especially if you're a pro athlete.
Yeah, and see, I was thinking about this with regard to Brandon Aubrey. I've gotten out before by just saying, like, hey, I got to take care of a newborn.
And he does, well, yeah.
I mean, I had a wife that was helping too, and I would go to the show, but every minute that I was not doing the show, I needed to be at home to take care of the kid. So, I don't know.
I've been called twice and never chosen.
I've been called and always had a good excuse.
Like you didn't even have to go
excuse. In? Correct.
Okay. I've had to go in both times and then sit around and stuff, but I always wanted to be chosen, though.
No, you don't.
Really? I feel like it'd be cool.
You think you want to, and then you get chosen and you don't. My wife had one that drug on for like 3 weeks or something.
Really?
Yeah, and it was gnarly.
Uncle Gary, I remember, said he was on one and, like, he was the foreman.
Of course.
You'd end up being the foreman, wouldn't you?
Does people vote? Because if they vote, I'm pretty hateable just by sight.
Okay, I don't know.
Most people are like, don't know what it is, want to punch that guy.
Maybe we should do jury roundtable someday. I'd like to know the answer to this. Like, do they vote? How do you become a foreman? How'd you get in?
Probably could Google it.
So you probably Google everything we do here, and
I think the interesting thing about being on a jury is being able to talk about like the behind the scenes part of it explicitly, and I'm not sure how much you can do that. Can you? After the fact, you can a little bit. I guess a lot of them have written books and stuff.
Yeah.
The OJ.
There's got to be a statute of limitation on that. That's just a legal term you guys might not understand.
Yeah,
I'm not from the legal world.
Yeah.
That's you. Yeah, it's really weird. I've never heard of any athlete in any sport ever in season having to do that. It's very strange.
But our guy does. Brandon Aubrey.
I hope he's the foreman. You can trust him.
Yeah, I believe you can. And you know who else you can trust? Qualis Roofing, Jake.
All right.
Qualis Roofing. They're also located, one of the first remotes we ever did was here in Arlington, right? At Qualis Roofing. Is that where I got the
mushroom sandwich?
Two mushrooms on a piece of bread sandwich?
You did.
That's not what they're really well known for, though. They're known for, fixing roofs. And fixing my roof, as a matter of fact.
Did they leave it a mess?
No. You never even knew they were there, except that I have a beautiful new roof on there, no leakage, all that kind of stuff. I mean, that's not even in the copy. They wouldn't even. But it's QualisGC.com. QualisGC.com. And they're big listeners, and they also will offer you a free roof inspection. And if you just have them out to inspect your roof, they'll give you a Dumb Zone T-shirt. And for any listener that gets a roof, they will pay for a sit-in remote for you. Or I think they'll get you an annual subscription as well. So
I don't need a roof, but I have nowhere to park my car. Should I call someone else?
No, they also do carports.
What?
They do it all. That's what the GC means.
Oh, yeah. It's general. I get it.
QualisGC.com.
If you go to QualisGC.com, you can fill out their web form, schedule your free estimate, or just give them a call, 817-500-9008. They're big supporters. We love them. They did a great job at my house. They will do a great job for you as well. So QualisGC.com. Thank you, Qualis Roofing. In Cowboy news, where's my Cowboy news?
Well, it's about Jerry.
Oh, I know what I wanted to talk about. Well, okay, Jerry, first of all. In the 4 days I was gone, or 4 shows I was gone, you must have had tons of Cowboys. It just seems like that radio show of his is really taken off.
Yeah, he went into
If I was those guys on the Fan, I'd be pretty happy about the pub they're getting.
Sure, and I thought they did a good job.
But he keeps doubling down on things, and I guess the recent controversy just came out is an ESPN article entitled, "Are Jerry Jones Fan Tours a Hurdle to a Cowboys Super Bowl?" And some of this stuff is things like we've just come to expect, But if you're talking to somebody like in another city, another fan base, they're reading this story like, what? Really? Yeah. Like when I talked to people in Cleveland this last week, they're like, what's Jerry Jones like? What it's like this and that, and they just can't believe how different things are here. So I'll read some of the things from this article. For $40 a pop, fans can experience a day in the life of a Cowboys player. So you walk around the Star in Frisco on a tour.
The tour we've been on.
So that's $40 is for the basic. $70 for the ultimate fan experience, which includes an authentic letter of fandom from Cowboys owner Jerry Jones.
Letter of fandom? That sounds like whenever somebody names a star after you or something.
Right.
The star registry. Like, it's official. You're a fan.
You also will get a souvenir tote bag, a lapel pin, and a dining and shopping coupon to use at the Star. If you pay $90, so for an extra $20.
Mm-hmm. Now I got the letter, the tour.
You get a Q&A session with an AI Jerry Jones hologram.
An AI?
Yep, that's awesome.
So you can ask hologram Jerry Jones questions, and hologram Jerry will answer them to.
You got to.
I think we need to do this.
The first question, like, come on, that's your kid, right? It shorts out.
Stadium tours across the country. You can go get those, but the Cowboys are the only team that offers the general public access to its training facility, and that's key here. I guess they just, the people from ESPN.com just went and took the tour themselves. They said they took the Friday 10 a.m. Tour. They walked single file down the hallway. That on one side is the Cowboys locker room, and on the other side is the Cowboys weight room. And at the weight room, it's a floor-to-ceiling glass wall. And they said this particular group is like, oh, it's Micah Parsons was in there lifting weights.
Yeah.
And so kind of think of a enclosure at the zoo.
Right.
And comes people walking by, and they're like, their faces pressed up against it while he's trying to rehab and get himself set for this weekend's game.
Yeah, and then another note about that when he's there with his kid. I've heard of this thing they do on Saturdays, home game Saturdays, where they have the families in, they have food trucks and stuff, and Micah's there with his kid, and he's hurt, so you can hear the fans in the tour being like, "Oh, he's limping. He's limping. He's not going to be ready."
Yeah, calling their bookie.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, my general thought, and we could do more details, is I don't think this really matters. They won 12 games 3 years in a row. They obviously have a good team or had a good team. I don't think that's why they don't make it further in the postseason or at all. But it still doesn't seem like a good work environment.
Well, do you wonder, though, if they say every little tiny thing helps? And
sure, margins are very small.
Such parity, in the NFL. Like, if you could just take away one or two of these distraction type things, could that be the difference in a game? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But we do know the evidence of, no postseason success in over 25 years.
Yeah, I mean, the other question is, like, why do it? And I guess if you're the Jones family, the answer is, well, because we're turning people into even bigger fans, and if we bring kids in here, they'll be fans, more likely to be fans for life. Which means people keep buying all of our shit, and we stay at the top of the Forbes list, I guess. But I think they would do that even without the tours at this point.
When you count the stadium and the Star together, according to this article, they generate $10 million in annual revenue, which seems insane.
On that alone?
On the just tours of each place.
That's free money for them.
Several former Cowboys told ESPN the tours are one of the biggest distractions about being on the Cowboys. Dalton Schultz, you remember this? He was on with McAfee. Said the facility is like a zoo because fans would tap on the glass of the weight room.
When he got out of town, he had to go before that place turned into a zoo.
That's right.
I had to say it. Sorry.
Jerry says, for what this is worth, I don't think a lot. But Jerry says He's never heard any complaints about the tours from a staff member or a player.
Oh, good, yeah. So nobody went to one of the richest guys in America that they work for and was like, this sucks. I think you should change it.
Yeah.
That's surprising. I like the follow-up quote when he says, no, it's never happened. But the most important thing is it wouldn't make any difference, period, because overall they're swimming against the stream. He's like, that's never happened. I just want to make sure anybody who thinks about it, it's like the circular of invalidating your own point. Like, yeah, nobody said it. You know why? Because it wouldn't matter. Like you just said it wouldn't matter. I don't know.
A recent former player who requested to remain anonymous says the tours are exhausting because players always have to be on, even on a Saturday afternoon.
Tell me about it.
You always have to be going. We want to have our own space where we can talk, but it's either the media or fans all day. You never get a break. It'd be one thing if they did the tours one day a week, but it is every day at any time. Most teams are trying to limit distractions. The Cowboys don't even acknowledge them at all. Dorrance Armstrong says when getting to Washington, Pat, with the Commanders, he said, when I walk in the building here, I'm smiling because I just have to work. So, talking about they don't have all that other stuff going on. Tony Pollard said it's just more about football here with the Titans. Just X's and O's. I'm in a better place mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, all around. And Kelvin Joseph,
wow.
Boss Man Fat, says over here in Kansas City, the point is football and winning championships. That's probably why they released Kelvin Joseph right away.
Yeah.
And then they have a quote from Dante Fowler. He also went to Washington. He says, you got real facilities here. You might not see tourists coming around, but it keeps the main thing the main thing. Now, tiny bit of controversy as Dante Fowler quote tweets that part of the article and says, I didn't say that.
Yeah.
So along with every story.
Yeah, I'm not like gonna cape for the media here, but I know how editors and the editing process works. You're not getting a huge feature published at ESPN, regardless of what you think about the New York Slimes or the Washington Compost. If you've dealt with an editor before, if you have quotes in there like that, they absolutely happened. Now, if they say anonymous, maybe not. Because, being forced to give up your source, that can get tricky. If you're quoted in an ESPN feature, you said it. And they have it on tape.
Well, not quoted is Ben DiNucci, who jumped on internet as well and tweeted that same thing. And says, I'll never forget when I would work out on a Tuesday morning and have people tapping on the weight room glass like I was supposed to do something cool on command. Definitely a different business structure inside the Star.
He was probably destined to be an all-pro if somebody was not tapping on the glass.
I agree.
Well, I was going to say, he should be happy it's a different business structure. That's the why he sells those hats, right?
Right.
Like, if he was with a different team, he would not have that line of, let's say, pretty basic line of clothing. He just turns the name upside down.
But now he does it for more than just Dallas, though. Have you considered that? And in lots of different colors.
Like, he's not developing anything.
Well, but see, it was during COVID when the world was flipped upside down.
There was a message.
It was symbolic, Dan.
You might not have gotten it. That's okay.
Jerry does cite the fact that the bottom line is that ever since we've been involved and been doing it for the last 20 years, we're the 6th winningest team in the NFL.
God, they love that.
Since the Star opened, 2016, we are the 4th winningest team in the NFL.
This is all true.
Of course, ESPN will point out that the Cowboys last got to the title game, the NFC title game, not even the Super Bowl, 1995, which is also their last Super Bowl. And then Jerry, tripling down, says he doesn't think the tours are big enough. I'd love to see cameras on the tour.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
That would go out to 20 million people while the people were making the tours and hearing the same thing. And while they're coming down the hall, I'd like to see a coach talking to a player as he walks out of a meeting. Talking to a player as they walk right through there.
Why not just do that with holograms?
They do point out that at the Star, as we've talked about before, fans can visit the Cowboys team auditorium, and then almost every room at the Star is available to rent. So if you want to have your fantasy football draft in the Cowboys war room, you can pay for that.
I've heard that, actually, yeah.
That sounds pretty cool.
It does.
Boy, especially the boys you do your league with in the Landry Cup.
Don't you think that? Oh, my gosh.
I'm surprised that hasn't come up.
I wonder, we got to find out how much that costs.
My favorite quote is from near the end when he's talking to the reporter. This is just magic. It's great when someone like you would come along and say, well, I'm hearing that this is maybe a negative. That just makes people that much more interested and makes them go. So I search out for the negatives because that causes more people to read and come take the tours and look at the deal. That is exactly the whole philosophy of how I run the Cowboys. You know how, like, when you're on the road and there's, like, a huge car accident, you're like, I'm going to look. He's like, that's what I want. That's what I want. You can't look away. Oh, God. I actually had the thought yesterday of, like, what are the rules when you're allowed? Like, am I old enough? Have I been a fan long enough? If I wanted to, could I renounce and adopt a new team?
No.
There's just no chance?
You can if your team moves out of town.
Oh, he's got me on that one. What if they're in the same state?
Would you like the Texans?
I mean, if you guys would let me.
Do we have to do Texans watching parties?
No, I'm interested in the watching parties now because I want to see them get their brains beat in. And everybody here knows when they're down 3 scores at half, I'm going to still think they have a chance to win. So it's the cycle.
All right.
Is your pizza here, little buddy?
Oh, I got a Kelly Gear thumbs up.
The Dumb Zone.
You mentioned the Bible. You've been talking about how it's your favorite book. And you said, I think last night in Iowa, some people are surprised that you say that. I'm wondering what 1 or 2 of your most favorite Bible verses are and why.
I wouldn't want to get into it because to me that's very personal. You know, when I talk about the Bible, it's very personal. So I don't want to get into verses. I don't want to get into.
There's no verse that means a lot to you that you think about or cite?
The Bible means a lot to me, but I don't want to get into specifics.
Even to cite a verse that you like?
No, I don't want to do that.
You're an Old Testament guy or a New Testament guy?
Probably equal. I think it's just an incredible. The whole Bible is an incredible. I joke. Very much so. They always hold up the Art of the Deal. I say my second favorite book of all time. But I just think the Bible is just something very special.
You're listening to The Dumb Zone.
Not his funniest joke, because he's funny.
He's very funny.
But if he jokes about that.
I love very much so. That's so Jerry.
Want to promote today's show, actually, is going to be on YouTube. But on the tube this Sunday, we are doing the live stream for our Cowboy watching party high atop my garage. What, it's like 7:15-y? 30?
As long as there's no rain delay.
Jerry?
No puppet.
Dude, what a beat.
That was horrible.
You got to miss that one, right?
Yeah, he got to skate on that one.
Oh, you guys know I wanted to be there. I would have been doing my set.
I wanted to be in bed at halftime.
So did
they. No, that was, like I said back then, back in my day, Jake.
Just playing it.
They would wait until they saw lightning. They would delay it until you saw lightning, and then you'd have to go out there.
See, in my day, what they would do is when they saw the lightning, they would play with metal rods attached to their helmet.
Like you'd have to put them on after that?
Yeah, just to see, like, is God serious about this?
Yeah. And wanted to just give a quick plug to Yo Quiero. Yo Quiero is going to be sponsoring the game on Sunday night. So thanks to them.
I'm going to eat a whole thing of guacamole at halftime.
For doing that. Yo Quiero, and then it has like an exclamation point.
That's right.
Probably the upside down one in the front as well.
It's very possible, yeah.
Hey, I did want to mention, did you guys talk a lot of UT?
None.
Really?
No, because, I mean, we had a full NFL day, and there was all sorts of other NFL, and then we were off Wednesday. We barely mentioned it.
That was my my Saturday night. It was awesome.
Absolutely. I watched every play.
And in Cleveland, it was awesome just because the Indian, or whatever the team is there, lost. You know, played the Yankees. So it was just kind of fun, though, to be going back and forth at my buddy's house. Joe, you've been to his place before. Actually, you were at his other place.
I have a feeling the vibe is the same.
Same exact thing going on. Discussions about really it was mostly Deshaun Watson talk, and this is before Deshaun Watson gets hurt.
Of course.
But just a lot of payroll disparity in baseball talk because we were sitting there watching playoff baseball. And
same as it ever was. I love it.
And but then that game, the guys I was with wasn't as into it, but I kept, hey, commercial now. Let's flip over to let's see Quinn Ewers. Quinn gets yanked.
Yep.
Didn't really seem to make much of a difference. Yeah, I mean, he didn't.
No, he was under so much pressure throughout the whole game.
Yeah, I mean, Georgia's front is obviously Georgia's front, as it's always been. But then on top of that, you had Texas's offensive line, a first-rounder, maybe 2 top 100 picks, been playing together for a few seasons, just get destroyed.
What did you think about the bottle incident?
Like most things, I found it hilarious.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's going to happen again now.
It has to now.
Yeah.
It
because
worked.
they clear, yes.
But it won't work the next time. And then that'll probably be – there may be one more after that, and then it won't happen again.
But, yeah, Sark is yelling at the fans and blah, 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 but that's the reason it got overturned.
All you need to do is buy enough time for them to really look at it. Somebody has to be like, that really was bad.
Because I thought they were
obviously
meeting to decide if it would be like an extra 15-yard penalty on the home team.
I think that's what everyone assumed.
Should have been.
I don't like that, though. I don't think the team should ever be penalized for fan stuff on the field in the game. Fine them, do whatever, kick kids out, take their season or their season tickets or whatever. I don't think a team should be fined for that. I've never thought that. But changing the call is obviously lunacy, and I wouldn't be surprised if it happens this weekend.
If more is just thrown out on the field from some fan base,
and they sell alcohol there now. Not that you couldn't go get wasted and go to a college football game before, which is how I ended up being convinced that I crashed through Barry Switzer's trophy case one time, because this was before you could get alcohol at college football games. I didn't know that where we were going at OU, whenever you go to Barry Switzer and like the Stoops suite, they have all the alcohol you want. So I did my proper lubrication before the game, and I'm like, this has got to last me for 4 hours. And then at halftime, Corby and Fitz are like, no, let's go up there. It's an open bar. Where when your drink is halfway full, they're like, let me get that for you. And that went poorly for me. But no,
if you played it out years, it went really poorly for you.
Yeah, 10 years later, I decided maybe that's enough.
Yeah. Well, you got to start somewhere.
Sure.
Today, we are doing some news, and it will be brought to you by Factor Meals.
I'm sorry, what, Dan? You said Factor Meals?
Yes.
That's right. I'm a client. Look at that.
You just went and microwaved that Factor?
Why don't you do the spot?
Okay, factormeals.com/dumbzone50, actually.
Uh-huh.
Factormeals.com. You can use the code dumbzone50.
What do you got there?
50% off your first box. Yeah, what are you eating?
Well, what I have here is the sun-dried tomato chicken fusilli. That's a pasta with Italian herb roasted zucchini.
Fresh, never frozen, chef-crafted meals makes it easy to get the nutrition you need with a restaurant-like experience you deserve. It is fantastic. Remember, my wife left me this note long ago.
I'm going to tell you something else.
You saved that note?
I saved the wife note.
I'm going to tell you something else about Factor.
I don't know where to look.
So you're supposed to set your menu.
That's her handwriting.
3 days before your delivery, right? But last week I forgot. Wife and I forgot, and I was like, oh, no. They're just going to send me whatever they want. I didn't choose. It doesn't matter. Because whatever, in my case 6, whatever they choose for you, it's going to be great. I'm going to go back to my food.
She writes about Factor. I had the pork chop. I don't even know why she left this. I didn't say I want this for a live spot. She said I had the pork chop, which is usually the easiest to make, tough, and terrible. She said it tasted like a steakhouse pork chop.
Damn, that is good.
It is.
I've had the salmon. I've had the shrimp as well, because that's the way I roll. But go to factormeals.com.
If you have to go away for a month and your wife's super busy,
you
can't beat it.
factormeals.com/dumbzone50, or just go to factormeals.com. Use the code dumbzone50. 50% off your first box, which we use that word in a different context during this spot than we have earlier in the show.
That was great.
And then 20% off your next month. Thank you, factormeals.com. And
hit me.
Do you remember this?
Check it. Oh, yeah.
I do.
Here we go again. More bad news. Uh-oh. Dirty, rotten, so-and-so. News so dope. Love like the Pope. Bringing sweeter than equal. Info for the people. Ain't no sequel. Not full of fecal. CNN really does blow because we got morning news on your radio, boy.
Here's Jim.
Sounds like an Aflac commercial. All right, well, today's news, we're going to call this Dumb Zone News High School Edition, because all of our stories today come to us from high schools. The top story, of course, Carroll ISD teacher accused of alleged sexual relationship with a student, according to authorities.
What a story in the community I live in.
Dragon Nation. It is with heavy hearts that we must address this public controversy. Keller police arrested 45-year-old Carroll Middle School teacher Angela Barnes following an investigation into claims she'd been involved with a minor last summer. Little tutoring, you know what I mean? Little summer school. Yeah. Now, Dan, as you see Mrs. Barnes right there on the screen, interested in this story? And also, why is she giving that psychopath smile at a story where she's being accused of the rape of a minor?
That is a crazy smile.
That can't be the mugshot, right?
I'm going to trust Rob on this one.
You think it's mugshot? Because it's got a nice little background behind it.
Okay,
it came from Fox 4, you say?
If that's not a mugshot, why did she make a photo of herself look that weird?
Because she's that weird hot, you know?
Detective received just a tip about the relationship last month. They confirmed that it took place in June and July and had since ended. So no harm, no foul, right? I mean, just a little summer fling. Yeah. Kind of like Sandy and Danny, Blake?
Summer lovin', having a blast.
Is that
summer lovin' happens so fast.
Grease? I can't believe y'all all fell for that movie.
It's a good movie.
You know it's not a good movie. Now you're just trying to cuddle up to your butt buddy over here.
Just wait till you see little naughty Sandy towards the end of the movie.
Summer lovin'.
There were no hot people in the 50s.
Happens so fast.
None.
Summer lovin'. Got me some gash.
There you go.
We now go to parody songs Dan has written.
Finger blast.
And Blake on featuring Blake. My daughter does have 50s Day coming up.
Okay.
Amazon makes everything so easy.
What does that mean? Oh, okay.
The white and black shoes, the really long dress.
All these schools, man, just have. Whatever happened to learning? It's all bits. It's like pajama day, and then today's sports jersey day. And
yeah, it is, but also they're learning how to use a 3D printer. And she's learning things in kindergarten that I don't remember being taught in school until 3rd grade.
And
so
you were trying to make your wood pencil look like rubber.
Right. Yeah. So they've.
Did you guys do that? Is that a universal thing?
Yeah.
The rubber pencil?
Yeah.
Pen?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Anyways, we don't have any further details on this regarding.
Yeah, give me some details.
I don't have any.
Oh.
I just have this photo.
Were they doing it? Is it just texting?
This is from Keller.
Okay. If it's from, yeah. So
that is the mugshot?
I think it is, man.
Oh, that's a Keller PD
It says Keller
mugshot.
PD
okay,
on
yeah,
the tag, yeah.
She's smiling.
She's a little crazy.
It is a funny smile.
Well, it's at this point of the show where we award the luckiest boy in the world trophy to.
You must have a hog.
I mean,
I was talking to my wife about this last night. When
Okay.
we were on the walk with the boys. And she couldn't understand it at all. And she's just like, how would the kid do that, too? And I'm like, I would have had sex with anybody who would have just had sex with me when I was 15.
having sex with every pillow that I thought looked at me in a seductive way at 15. Are you kidding me?
Like, it wouldn't have had to been a teacher that was that good looking.
No.
I mean, just about any of my teachers could have
gotten it.
Hooked up with, some of the dudes. They weren't bad.
It feels like victim blaming, though, on your wife's part.
Well, she was saying, how could either of them, it's ruining his life, it's ruining her life, and I'm like, I go, it's exciting. It's probably exciting. And she's like, what? Like, she thinks I'm just sick.
Well.
I'm like, I'm just saying, you're just saying I can't see at all. Like, if she's saying, I can't even fathom at all that this happened. Okay, I can.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying that it's got to be the most exciting moment of her life. And she's like, but she probably ruined it. She probably has a husband.
I don't know about that.
Ruin her husband and kids. And I'm like, well, look, I'm just saying that is what made it so exciting.
Yeah.
The fact that you could ruin, it's a tightrope without a net under it. If it has a net, that's us going home and doing missionary, honey. the no net is you going home with a 15-year-old.
And I don't
you think that's exciting?
People bounce back from things.
You think she will?
Maybe. I mean, if there's a marriage, it's probably over given the public nature. But it's not like that kid's life is. Now, psychologically, he's going to have some pretty serious trauma on his hands. As much as we joke about this, people who are involved in something like that at that age, that usually ends up, Like, I know people who were in relations like that with a babysitter at like 12 or 13. And that does not go well. Now,
what do you mean?
Man. Like, when you get older.
Oh, you're saying a kid that was like 8?
No, he was like 12, 13, and his babysitter was like 22.
Really?
Yeah. See, I'm trying to tell you is how messed up that is, and
you're asking to see his medal.
You're getting fired up. I'm saying that can. You know what? Never mind. It doesn't matter. Just get over it. Mental health doesn't.
Look at moral police Jake over here.
I know. All of a sudden, he cares about things.
He just gave a boy a medal, and then
I
was
still
like,
said it's hot. I'm just saying it can have some adverse effects on you mentally.
I bet some people are fine after it.
Maybe, yeah.
Let's just not throw a blanket statement on all
rape,
illicit sex. Would you call that rape?
Well, the judge probably will.
Oh.
No grape in the middle of news.
What? I thought you said grape and you said rape. You ate a Factor meal.
It was for the company.
They paid us.
They didn't pay for that meal, though. I want to tell you again. I'm a Factor guy. At Farmersville High School.
Grape wants to advertise.
Farmersville High School, we have a hazing story. This apparently occurred back about a month ago, September 26. One student was arrested. 8 other students were arrested this week. At least 3 victims, all student athletes. This is, of course, a locker room incident.
Is it a Rugnet Odor hazing incident?
I think that one was pretty unique in that I don't know that there have been other ones where by being hazed, you're simply receiving a hand job from your teammate. Like, oh, we're hazing you, dude. No, that's not normal.
Didn't we see a picture and they're like laughing? They loved it.
Yes, everyone was. It's really weird. Rugnet Hodor's brother, Rugnet.
Yeah, you would think, boy, the weirdest thing about that is that his brother has the exact same name.
Not close.
No.
And he was playing in the Rangers minor league system. So there are no details about this one. They will probably come out because it will go to trial at some point, I would imagine. But your first thought is that it involved butt stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel lucky in that regard because my hazing was butt stuff, but it was someone else's butt sitting on my face. I'd rather that than somebody like in Forney.
So you'd rather have that than somebody messing around with your butt?
Than one of my teammates doing that? Yeah. Now, if I'm an adult in a loving, intimate relationship, we can talk.
Can you be loving and intimate with a butt?
Oh. This guy. Of course.
All right.
But ours was they would pin you down and somebody would sit on your face.
See, I think I'd rather have
like a number 2 pencil.
Loving and intimate with my butt.
With just a dude?
Rather than a dude's butt on your face.
You just kind of like scrunch up your face and then it's over.
This seems unsanitary. You
So
probably get sick.
the school, Farmersville ISD, will have their own investigation separate from the Collin County District Attorney. Now, these are the sort of things that I feel like can ruin your life.
What do you mean?
You might have to register as an offender.
Oh, like a sex offender?
Yeah. I knew a guy who, it was not a buddy, so it doesn't count.
Damn.
And he was probably lying, but he said that the reason he graduated from my high school, but then he hung around like a lot and was dating a girl 4 years younger than him when he was like a sophomore in college.
I knew that guy too.
Yeah. And
hated him.
He had gotten charged with a sex crime and had to register, and he was like, hey, just so you guys know, if you go pee in public and someone sees you, they will make you register as a sex offender.
That doesn't seem right.
Now, I can't confirm to you that that's what that guy did. That felt like the easiest way to explain why he was now being called an offender. But, I mean, if you...
But he's also 24, probably dating a 17-year-old or something.
Didn't help the public image.
Although, as somebody will email me, 17's legal in Texas, bro.
Every time. Another high school story. This one from, Blake, where's Westwood?
Don't know it.
It's on HBO, I think.
Where is
Deadwood?
Palestine, Texas. East?
I thought that was...
Does anyone know?
It's by Gaza.
No.
He's on fire.
No, he's not. Yeah, it's between Dallas and Houston. I would call that east. East-ish. Their coach, yesterday it was the Westwood ISD, a committee there, recommending that he be suspended for sign stealing and improper surveillance. Videotaping opponents while scouting. And as of this morning, he has been suspended.
For high school?
Yeah, it's a 3A school, but they are undefeated. So he's going to be suspended for the rest of the year.
They're probably easier to steal their signals.
Yeah.
Like high school teams, you mean?
Yeah, than
Sure.
college.
But he was using videotape.
That's kind of funny how that's not legal.
So just filming their signs and their boards?
Probably their practices. And I remember our coaches being real worried about that, which was hilarious because we sucked so bad.
That's why, because they kept stealing your stuff.
Dude, we're 1-7. Like, why would you be like worried about the guy who's up, in the stands at our practice? Like, boy, he might be the enemy. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter. Have you ever run into anything like this? Have you ever heard of your high school football guy? Is there chatter about this school or that school?
Yeah. That's a part of football. I mean, it's not high school, college. It's all of them. Like we read that book, Spies on the Sideline. I know there were certain teams, TCU knew that they did that a lot. And so they would switch their signs at halftime if they were losing or something. I mean, this is across the entire sport. Like, you need to be aware that some people are trying to look at your signs.
I just know that high school football is very gossipy. Like, it's a very word travels fast like environment. You know what I mean? It's a bunch of teed up dudes who are in control of kids. Like, they all kind of think they're God, What are you looking for? You looked like you were intently looking for something and you had me.
No. You go on.
So there was another incident. This one also, a forcible touching football hazing incident. This one occurred in New York City. And this is always interesting because these kids got arrested. And the parents in the community are standing up saying they should only be disciplined, not arrested. Something very similar happened when the Richland poop dollar incident occurred.
Oh, yes.
Because they went to the kid's house, the cops, and they were like, hey, we know there was a videotape. Get it. And his parents freaked out and were like, you need to talk to the police. You need to give them anything you have without asking for an attorney, which, of course, is your first move. And so the kid just said everything. He said everybody's names. He gave them the videotape. and my mom went into like full Aaron Brockovich mode because this was all my friends who played baseball trying to argue. Back then, you could still argue this, that since what they didn't happen on campus or in relation to a school activity, like it was all baseball players, but it wasn't at a baseball event, that they shouldn't be punished by the school.
Yeah, I can see that.
And she fought real hard. All of them were kind of like, we're kind of afraid about fighting the school. And my mom's like, no, fuck it.
Did they lose?
I think they ended up reducing it.
Okay.
But not, because what happened
That's odd that your mom would do that, because she seems like a disciplinarian type.
Yeah, but she is a disciplinarian who doesn't trust the state.
Okay, nice.
So, like, if a teacher got in my shit.
So she'll do it herself, though.
She would say that. Like, she would come to the school one time, like, a teacher kind of gave me a chest poke. And I told my mom about it. I think I was in 5th grade. And she, like, it was not pretty.
Yeah.
It was like, look, nobody puts his hands on him except me.
When I was in elementary school, your principal could paddle you.
You could, yeah. I could still get that in middle school if your parents signed the form. But, like, I didn't love it because I was like, damn, I know that she's not playing around about this. Like, I am going to get it at home, and it's going to be way worse than a poke in the chest.
What would you get?
Oh, the slap, the wooden spoon, like the spatula.
Face slap?
Yeah.
Wow. I don't think I ever got that. But Mom would use the just whatever was handy.
Sure.
Spatula.
I find the slotted spatula actually hurt worse because it could get a little more momentum on it, you know? Little aerodynamic. Yeah.
The thing is, you also had, at least with my mom, because divorce, well, as you were part of that too.
I was the cause of it.
Yeah. Dad, that was really scary, but Mom wouldn't really hurt, so you had to kind of learn to act like it hurt more.
Yeah.
Because my brother would he would overtly, like, mock her that she's not hurting him.
I got to that point.
Oh gosh. That's not smart.
Danny, well, I liked it. Danny and I were talking about this when you were gone. At some point, you just start laughing.
Yeah, well,
like by your teenage years, you're just like, do more. What are you going to do?
Yeah,
do more.
That's not, well, yeah, I guess if your goal is just to keep it going and mine is just to get out of this situation somehow. So I'll pretend it really hurts.
That's our show in a nutshell.
Yeah.
All right, well, shout out to all the local high schools. And we would like to say that if Angela Barnes wants to be on the show.
Yeah, what's your side of the story?
Yeah, I feel like you're not being heard here.
Right, everybody's jumping to a conclusion, and we're not going to do that.
All right, there's your news.
The Dumb Zone News. Like and subscribe.
Am I supposed to use this tag? Or no?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's some behind the scenes for you there.
Well, let me do this then. This is all threes. This is the phone number that you dial if you get in a car accident. Franko and Franko are personal injury attorneys. It's really 214 or 817, all threes. And they're going to bring us our viewer mail birthdays today.
Oh, viewer mail part 2. They're based in Dallas. Call immediately if you get in a wreck. Boy, I almost got one on the way over here. People just not paying attention.
What happened?
Somebody threw an apple at you?
I forgot about the time you threw an apple at me.
Yeah. Well?
No.
I haven't thrown an apple out of the car in a while. But
okay,
if I ever do throw an apple out of the car and then it hits you and then you veer off and into the – you probably have a good case against me.
Mm-hmm.
And call Franko and Franko. Personal injury attorneys.
Yeah, because your lawyer's calling me and he's trying to press me. He's like, oh, are you sure Mr. McDowell threw that apple? It doesn't seem like the Mr. McDowell I know.
That's right.
I shouldn't be talking to your insurance company. I shouldn't be talking to any insurance company. The Frankels will do that for me.
The Frankos used to defend they have people there that used to defend the insurance companies. They could use that extensive experience to advocate on your behalf. So, again, Franko and Franko, personal injury lawyers, 214 or 817, and then all threes. 333. Well, I don't have to say all threes.
No, yeah.
You get the bit.
Yep.
So what I wanted to do was just do, I had a bunch of viewer mail birthdays. Didn't want to put it in viewer mail proper, so I have hello. Day 7 subscriber, number 2994. Longtime P1, sending this from Hotmail's bastard cousin, Outlook.com.
Outlook? Jeez, would you go throw some music on your phonograph after that?
This is my Chris Warren birthday.
Ooh, that's a
Dan,
tough one.
29?
Tommy, one question, and Blake's Amazon gift wrapping strategy are my leaders.
Remind me?
From Colin.
Chris Warren was the running back, I think, from Rowlett. Didn't wear gloves.
Yeah, but
Longhorns.
no. What's the Amazon thing? You just deliver the box to someone?
Amazon wraps the gift for you. Comes in a nice little color, a lot like you see around here.
Okay.
A little cardboard color. And they get to open it. It's great.
So he's saying it's a box.
Yeah.
Why would I open the box to put it in another different colored box? Amazon does that for you.
Just the festivity of it.
Yeah, I got you a gift.
Hi, Dumb Zone. On the 23rd, I transitioned from my Bill Bates to my Dirk birthday. That's yesterday, I guess. I was at a sit-in on April 2nd. I sent you a Cleveland Balloon Festival mug. I hope you got the mug. And I hope you use it to store your little TV.
And my little TV.
I would like to get in on a Cowboys watching party one day if you don't mind having a spare up to the den again. We'll do that. Jake is my leader. Oh, now we won't do that. Craig. This is from Craig.
Doesn't feel like we're making any new Craigs.
You know my brother's name is Craig.
Look at this baby.
I know your brother.
Let's name it
because
Craig.
His dad's name is Craig.
Yep.
My dad was named Dan.
Mm-hmm.
That's why my mom is not creative.
Just the last one who busted in her.
That's right. Dear Uncle Stench Trench.
Oh, God.
It's my 45th birthday. None of my son of a bitch friends bothered to send in a shout-out.
That's okay. We got you.
Let's see. My leaders are Emily Jones, Wink, like he's winking, Rock Hard Birthday Party Horsecocks.
You missed that one.
Yeah, at my son's birthday where they had little pony rides, there was a horse who was extremely excited about the party.
And TC's hairy backseat from Jason McShosky.
Okay. Happy birthday.
Couple more. Hey, Waterslide Womb Wizard. I never met any of you. I met Norm at a Dodgers game. The flip phone was real.
Mm-hmm.
Today is my good friend and listener Travis's birthday. His leader is Cletus, or whatever the F Blake voice used to tell jokes back in the day.
Yeah, Cletus do Cletus.
More mattress and explaining sex to Emily Jones segments, please.
That was awesome.
Rehab is for quitters.
Yep. That's original.
Less Kamala Kemp.
Yeah, that's me. Huge Kamala fan.
No puppet from Glenn.
Kamala. You think I'm happy to be having a vote for a cop?
Dear Major Meat Curtain Motorboater, my wife,
It's out of control.
Brittany Gaver. It's her birthday. She's 35. I'm 54.
Whoa.
Yikes, bud. That's a whole demographic.
When did they meet?
Yeah, that's important, isn't it?
Pretty important.
Married for 20 years.
Yeah, he said he met her when he was
19.
25, yeah.
Mm.
Her leader and crush is Danny. She, like Danny, hates Sarah Heppola.
What's happening?
She thinks Jake is a bitch.
Okay.
Fake rehab made that worse. She loves stuffed animal Blake. And she enjoys seeing where you place him every day like an elf on the shelf. Did I miss that? Do we have a stuffed Blake that we're putting? Did we do that before?
I don't have any idea what y'all are talking about. So this bitch sounds crazy.
All right. What does he say? Oh, he says, for Malcolm and Carter, I own a small trash company. I could take them out picking up trash anytime.
Hey.
I could save some big S to pack so they could see couches and chairs get crushed.
That would be the time of his life.
That's awesome.
He would really enjoy that.
Okay.
Yeah. Just don't bring your wife. She
And
sounds like a real beating.
Samadhi says, vaginal slice born. It is the birthday of Joel Clausen in Amarillo. He turns 2 LeBrons, -1 Dak. His leader is the time Emily Jones said her beef curtains were tight on the mom game.
Whoa.
She does get real vulgar on there. She does.
Can you confirm that video, man? Have you heard beef curtains? Meat curtains?
Jeez, this has been a filthy show, folks.
More Julie, less Sarah Hepola from Samadhi.
What's happening? What's happening? We're going to lose a listener.
All right.
The Dumb Zone presents.
Oh, this has a sponsor, right?
Today in History.
Oh, it do.
What do we got?
Own well. I'm about to become a client. Blake
Wait,
is
what's
already
going
a
on
client. I don't know. You got a couple things going on there, which is okay. Own well will help you with your property
I'm
taxes. Going to help you get them lower.
I'm very sympathetic for Dan.
You've walked a mile in his shoes.
You know, until you've seen what that board looks like and can do.
Own well, 86% hit rate on getting you some relief on your property tax
I'm
bill.
some of that 86.
You are some of that 86%.
Sign
Averages
up.
of hundreds of dollars.
Sign up took less than 5 minutes.
Wow.
And you don't pay unless they save you money.
What do you have to lose?
Really, I guess 3 minutes.
Come on. You don't have. That's not worth your 3 minutes. Just give it to Ownwell at ownwell.com/partners/thedumbzone. Let's see. Here in Dallas, the average customer savings nearly $500. They don't take anything from you unless they make something for you. That's how it works. It's property tax season here. It's coming up. So, Ownwell, never been more important than today.
And then you see this, Jake. Here's my Ownwell page right in front of me. I got auto appeal on, so every year they're just going to check things out and make sure.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
I got to go do that. I'm going to do that tonight. Ownwell.com/partners/thedumbzone. If you just go to ownwell.com, that'll hook you up too. But if you go to do that thing, you'll get the little, it'll help us, right? Ownwell.com.
We have a little tag.
Oh, we do?
We're just never going to.
We have an Ownwell tag?
Yeah, it's okay.
When did we get that?
Yeah, it's, yeah. Look, I like the tags. I'm sorry.
No, I like them too.
They make me happy.
Maybe we got to be you tag guy or something. I don't know.
Sure.
We got to work this out. Anyway, today is Thursday, October 24th. Where's Kelly Gear? Does she want to come on during this? Oh, there she is.
The
Look at
brains
her.
of the operation.
I think she's drunk.
Yeah.
She is, in fact, in possession of a beer.
Is that a beer? Or I think that's hard liquor.
No.
Yeah.
Division Brewing hooked us up.
Oh, yeah?
With lunch and brought some beer that.
Who brought the pizza?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Division Brewing, too?
Yeah.
Do we have a mic?
Yep.
Here, will you grab that mic? What do you just think? Think people are going to serve you around here? All right. Yeah. Have a seat, Kelly Gear.
Do. Thanks.
Thanks for having us.
Hi, Kelly.
Thanks for being here, guys. Oh, balls. I left my phone over there. Will you grab my phone, please, by Courtney?
What do you need it for?
Did you say balls?
Yeah, I did say balls. I left my phone over there, so.
What's the equivalent of a guy saying, oh,
Snatch.
Box.
Oh, snatch. Who's this guy?
Well, okay, we'll start with some.
Oh, wait.
Some
I'm doing Today in History first. You want to do that?
Well, they're jumping the gun.
I
Sorry.
didn't know if you want to be involved in Today in
just
History.
stand there and
I would love
hold
to be
them.
involved in Today in
We'll be there
History.
about,
We're just gonna-
about 12 minutes.
Yes.
These are
Okay.
real men, aren't they?
Yes, look at them.
You can tell. This is her husband.
I don't know that was convincing, but yes, this is.
This
the
her husband? Let me shake
This
hands.
is Caleb.
Oh, that's a man's hand.
Yeah, I
Here,
know.
touch my hand.
some
It's like a
calluses.
little baby, right?
Oh yeah. Very soft.
We need both in life.
So true.
You wouldn't know how manly he was if I didn't exist.
Absolutely.
You would
We
just
need-
think everybody's cool.
We need the soft hands to purchase the
Right.
man hands. So.
Anyway, Thursday, October 24th.
Nice.
You booked this back in February, right?
We certainly got the conversation started
Yeah.
back in February. Yes.
On this day in 1836, Alonzo Phillips got a patent for the phosphorus friction safety match,
It's a lot of F's or PHs.
which made me think, when is the last time you used a match?
A couple of years ago, I went with the myth I grew up with rather than Googling it, that it's in fact a myth, and trying to burn a tick off my dog. You're not supposed to do that. So I definitely
But you didn't use
one
the lighter from the fireplace or something?
No.
The big long lighter?
I've just always heard to use a match. I think I've probably... I know, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I've sparked a bowl with a match in the last couple of years in a pinch on vacation.
I'm looking at days to light a candle. That's
Days?
my go-to for candles.
Oh, you use a match.
My wife
Yeah.
still uses it.
Hey, are you
that's
guys
all.
aware of some, like, this was a real viral Twitter thing that I think ladies know about.
Okay.
Is there, like, a right way to light a candle?
Oh, Courtney says yes. I was going to go with no, but
There was, like, this whole thing of, like, do people not know there's a way to do this? And that you're supposed to, I have no clue. But there's, like, a process to
Well,
it so it doesn't burn up as quickly.
I was going to say this is the dumb zone. Educate the folks. What is it?
I didn't understand it. I assumed everyone else was going to be like, yeah, you don't
I don't
just
know.
light
You
it.
light them all. If there's a multi-quick, you light them all at the same time. I don't know. Oh, you cut the wick when you start it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
okay.
every time maybe, right? And
Every time. Are you cutting your wicks every time over there? Okay. No.
Anyways. Apparently only I.
Was it a really hot chick that was giving this advice? Because, you know,
That's true. This
they're
works on the
want to
internet.
say something nonsensical just because they want you to look at them.
Always trim the wick and check for debris.
Like walking bets.
It's a lot to get into.
I'm so over walking bets.
I'm not.
On this day in 1901,
Dan
Anna
doesn't know
Taylor.
walking bets.
Anna Taylor became the first person to go over Niagara Falls in a barrel and live.
God, we were so bored back then.
Yeah, that's pretty kick-ass, though.
On this day in 1940, the 40-hour work week went into effect
Woof.
under the Fair Labor Standards Act of 1938.
Not a fan.
So they passed it in 1938, and they're like, 2 years from now. You're not a fan of 40 hours? You think that's too many?
Whatever it takes to get your work done.
Because they
You can
must
do
have
it in less.
They must have pared this down.
Oh, of
they
course,
don't,
yeah.
They didn't build it up.
Yeah.
True.
But we also used to not have machines. It was that whole revolution.
Even with the machines, you know, the Chinese do it 9-9-6. They work 9 hours a day, 6 days a week.
Yeah, the school, too.
Yeah, it's tough times over there.
Yeah, it's communism.
say that's more than 40.
But
that would
many
suck.
places in the world do not work 40-hour weeks.
Well, why don't you
And
move there then?
And also, most people don't work 40 hours a week. It's more like...
Dick around?
No, like 50.
Oh. I mean, but at work, you're in your cubicle playing bubble pop or whatever.
Not me, bro.
Not you.
Got to grind.
On this day in 1971, Texas Stadium opened. Known for its distinctive hole in the roof. You know, the one in Irving?
Mm-hmm.
Did you know, I didn't know this till this morning, the hole in the roof was the result of abandoned plans to construct a retractable roof.
I did not. So
I
that
never
really makes
heard
that
that.
whole God thing seem...
Yeah.
Because I believed that when I was a kid.
Yeah. How would they make a story up around God?
Well, my thing was just like
No
I
one
believed
ever
it.
does that.
I thought
was
you're
like,
right.
yeah.
I thought it was a fact. On this day in
I loved that
2002,
place.
authorities apprehended John Allen Muhammad and
The
teenager
sniper. I don't know the name.
Lee Boyd
Lee
Malvo.
Boyd Malvo.
They were the Washington area sniper attackers.
That, you know what? I got another fossil phrase for you. The nation was gripped with fear.
Dude, it was amazing.
That's a good one.
I remember that.
Yeah, like you go get gas and be worried about it because they were just knocking people off at like Shell stations.
And do you remember this in 2020?
That goes right above Halcyon days.
I don't even know what halcyon means.
Nope.
But I know you can have days and they're good.
And
Ellie Goulding has an album named Halcyon.
Is that Rob Schneider's daughter?
L Gold, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, for
Yes.
sure.
Uh-huh.
X's and O's.
Making records. Thank you, guys. That was really terrible. And you-
Heavily protected cruise on this day in 2020. Do you remember murder hornets?
Yes.
Oh,
No.
hell yeah. They were
This
right.
is where they destroyed the first nest of murder hornets.
That was right after COVID. Everyone's like, well, what's next?
Right.
God, COVID sucked.
It's unprecedented.
Today is the birthday of Cowboy watching party guest this coming weekend, Nathan Chandler.
Wow.
Did I tell you he's going to be there?
The big Hawkeye.
Yeah. I think he's 44, but I'm not sure. It's hard to find out. Jay Novacek is 62.
He put out some country songs with Troy Aikman.
He did. He's also the guy that showed up to the Fox 4 Ducey post-game show, having not watched the Cowboys game.
Yeah, they had Dan and Jay Novacek there to break down the game, and he showed up for his post-game, and I was like, I didn't watch it.
What?
Yeah.
And Ducey's like, it's a good thing we did like a pre-meeting.
Yeah.
Because Ducey's like, and he's trying to be cool about it, but you could tell he's pissed.
Yeah.
Like, well, I mean, you could just still speak to, like what it's like to be out there. And
oh, that's tough.
What a beating.
That's tough.
That's funny.
I'm on Ross St. Brown, 25.
Speaking of Little Caesars.
Go ahead.
He's a, spokesman.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh.
Him and Kittle.
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey, 30, says here, Kempspin.
A great one.
I mean, a lot of people believe that he's not straight. Is trash talk with Steve Smith? No, what is it? Just tell me. Remind me.
He left Golden Tate's pregnant
That's right.
sister for a Vegas dancer.
Yeah, that's right. Golden Tate has a couple of entries.
Well, she shouldn't have got pregnant.
Yeah.
That's
He
her
was with
fault.
Golden Tate's sister.
Jalen Brown is 28.
Golden Tate may have had an affair with Russell Wilson's ex-wife, leading to getting punched by Percy Harvin before the Super Bowl.
Before the Super Bowl, yep.
Jeez.
It's a real story. Who'd you just say? Jalen Brown?
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah.
Why don't you move to Boston?
I wish I could.
He's not annoying.
Oh, I'm sorry that he speaks his mind about social issues. I guess
That's
you just
not-
want them all to shut up and dribble.
No, I want him to stop fouling Luka all the
Thanks,
way
bro.
down the court and think you're an awesome defender.
Maybe you're. I was gonna start talking trash about Luka just to piss you off. Then I realized I'm wearing a Luka shirt,
Yeah.
so doesn't really have any weight.
Rock musician Bill Wyman is 88.
All right.
He was with the Rolling Stones, yes. Many years ago, we worked with a man named Jimmy Christopher. The great Jimmy Christopher brought in a tape from when he interviewed Bill Wyman many years before. So this thing must be 30, 40 years old by now.
Yeah.
And this is Jimmy Christopher with a uncomfortable dismount with Bill Wyman.
Yeah, that's what I read where Mick said once that, like Frank Sinatra, the bigger singers are still, performing and acting and going on now. I mean, they're, into their 60s and 70s. And Mick says, why can't we do that? I mean, we're, upper 30s, and we still have a long time before we're gonna quit and lay down, which is good news for us and all Stones fans too. Anyway, Bill Wyman, you take care and say hi to the rest of the guys, and good luck with all your projects. We'll be looking for your solo album when it comes to this country in February, March. All right.
Oh, it's so bad. The reason, the point where you knew he was screwed is when he stopped and he got
Pause
nothing on the
and-
first
yeah.
one and then had to keep going. That's off the track.
Drake is 38.
Ugh.
Jake.
Yeah. He's disgusting.
Not
he
good.
Had, he had Walt and Jesse bartend his birthday party.
I'm sure he did. Dude, I cannot wait for him to get his Diddy treatment.
Yeah, it's coming.
Because it's going to
That's
happen.
going to be fantastic.
It's going to happen.
Can't wait.
He's going to be singing like a lady in jail. I don't understand how you like his music.
You're not looking at me.
I am.
Tila Tequila, 43.
She, I think she was actually dating Sean Merriman at one point, but then she got really into the far right, and she went to a Halloween party dressed as Hitler.
That was the line in the sand there for him.
I think so. He's like, that's too crazy.
PewDiePie, 34. Already mentioned him. And Scott Peterson is 51.
Whoa. I followed that trial pretty closely.
What did he do?
Killed Lacey Peterson. His wife.
His pregnant wife, right?
Yeah.
Which we here at the Dumb Zone don't condone, but we do understand.
No. No.
You ever been with a pregnant wife, dude? Again.
They're super horny.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Did I say that out loud?
Isn't that when you got your nipple ring ripped out?
Yes.
When his wife was pregnant? Born on this day, now dead, the Big Bopper. He is the DJ who died with Buddy Holly, like in a plane or something. And Sarah Hale. Sarah Hale wrote Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Banger. Wow. I mean, it's got staying power.
Did she contribute?
You know what I was thinking about this morning is I think this comes up at Christmas every year. We don't really have any new Christmas songs ever. Like, we've got the Mariah Carey one. That's like the only one from the past 4 decades you'd say, like, oh, we got a new one, right?
You want us to write a Christmas song?
Well, what I want, like, how has nobody come for the throne of the Monster Mash?
Like, we need another Halloween song?
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of real estate out there for you to take a run at holiday songs. Thanksgiving, wide open. Just take a stab at it.
We got like a week.
But the Monster Mash was on in the dentist this morning. I'm like, this thing sucks. Somebody should make a run at
this. It's a graveyard bash.
I know, yeah. Ooh.
You need your friend from rehab to get on that.
Didn't Kanye start?
Yeah, Meth Sturgill.
Tried?
To do a Halloween song?
What would Monster be?
Okay. Why are you laughing?
Are we including Eminem's Monster in that as well then?
Okay.
That's a great song.
All right. I like what's going on here.
Dead on this day, still dead, Jackie Robinson.
Dan.
He ended racism. There is no more Major League Baseball racism. That's what's great. Gene Roddenberry, who invented Star Trek.
Cool.
And a woman called, some would call her the Dan McDowell of her era, because I was called the her of my era when I was pulled over for civil disobedience for driving in. Rosa Parks died on this day.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, that's a better one.
Rosa Parks died on this day.
Shout out to Jen Floyd Ingle for that column where she compared Johnny Manziel signing helmets when it was illegal to Rosa Parks on that bus. And wasn't kidding.
I'm not kidding either.
And that was Today in History.
Well, here we are at Urban Tree Merchants for closing remarks.
Okay.
Your initial thoughts. Kelly Gear. Owner.
Yes.
Also, so do you have a side business, this charcuterie? Charcuterie?
I am certainly available for that, yes.
Okay.
That was terrific.
Yeah.
I think they just did it on their own.
She just works hard, man.
Yeah.
Grinding.
Yeah.
You know? For sure.
So what would you say you do here?
What a great question, Jake. So we are Urban Tree Merchants. We are a sawmill, lumber supplier, and custom wood furniture and wood decor company. And what makes us unique compared to other similar companies is we work exclusively with local tree care companies to give the trees removed in the Metroplex a second life in your home or office. So it's all urban sourced. Whether you have a tree coming down that you want to make into a table, or whether you just want a table, we have a collection of logs as well that can be used for that.
It's pretty cool. The website's amazing.
Thank you.
Oh, I haven't gone to the website.
They're just cool stuff they've made. And I like the idea of, like, if you have a tree, like, I wish I knew about this when we had to cut down that tree.
Yeah.
Because I had a connection.
Can people just call you, or do you only deal with the company that?
Oh, no, you can call us.
And say, hey, I want you to
Absolutely.
take this tree. All right.
Yep. Call us directly. We can do everything. We call ourselves tree to table. So we can do the entire process from the tree to the table. Or any step in between. I did come up with that, actually.
Solid. What's he here for, then?
I just make stuff. And she does the talking.
That's a solid move. What?
I'm just trying to see what it's called. UrbanTreeMerchants.com. Okay,
yes.
sorry.
Yes, that S on the end there.
You know, I was really worried about the name when I picked it. It's just kind of long.
You're worried about your name?
This name, you know. It's just kind of long, you know.
You think we put a lot of thought into this, into the dumb zone? Like, we got pressed into this. You'll be fine. We have to email, like, the Cowboys and ask, Hey, can we get an interview for the Dumb Zone?
That is cool.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
Check it out. Give them some business. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. It's also at the y'all are at the Dumb Zone, at Urban Tree Merchants on Facebook or Instagram as well.
Yeah, they don't do Twitter.
We don't.
It's not really a business thing.
Not-
yeah, I've noticed a lot of
not
people
useful.
don't. Yeah.
Business doesn't use it much.
But a bunch of people do the gram, I guess, because people were showing up here.
Especially if you're
because we put it out on
trying
the
to
gram.
show pretty things,
Yeah,
you know, and
that's
cool
not
stuff.
us.
That's a gram. It's
Really?
a gram-focused thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Twitter's
Gram's
more for
about
porn.
pictures. Yeah. Twitter's all about or news. I was going to go with news, but also porn and bots. Yeah.
And us.
And then
There's not bots on Instagram?
not as much. They're in your messages more than anything, but they're not in the feed as much.
Okay.
So what do we have over here?
Yes, so we've made some things for y'all. We'll let Caleb disseminate these. So we've got some custom oak.
Oh, look at that little nice.
Charcuterie board.
That's incredible.
wow.
A Dumb Zone charcuterie board.
Yes.
Photo.
With the logo.
Here, hold it just kind of towards him. This mic.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. When he's talking.
Yeah, our buddy Steven Caceres did this engraving, and he has some other things he engraved that y'all are welcome to grab.
Sure.
Did some coasters and stuff. So this is made out of cedar elm. Y'all see these all over the Metroplex. They have a bunch of little tiny seeds that make your backyard or your driveway a mess. So you can cut on this, you can serve on it. It's food safe, and or you can re-gift it.
No.
I'm not going to re-gift someone
never.
with my logo on it.
A Dumb Zone. Yeah.
Let me pitch you on one quick idea. This is amazing.
Here, I'm going to set it over there for now.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So, hypothetically, all right,
Okay.
you take this piece of wood and you make a couple cuts right here, like fitted like this. And if you're in a car, you could sit it up and sort of affix it right to your steering wheel.
We got you. Let's show us your car tray before you leave
I've
so
got
we can get the dimensions.
I have my Mavericks one in the car.
Perfect.
It's got all
we just
Mavericks
need the
cars on it.
dimensions.
So you'll do that? Custom make stuff?
Yes, the
people?
majority of what we do is custom. We really don't keep much of a purchasable inventory. It's pretty much all custom work. So these custom Dumb Zone boards will be available for purchase for all of our DFs out there.
Nice.
You can have your own custom Dumb Zone charcuterie board as well.
This is incredible.
And like
Yes.
you would then, if they wanted to, they could employ you to make the thingy.
Absolutely.
What do you call the charcuterie thingy?
Oh, the spread.
The food. The spread.
Spread, yes. So you've
That's
got
another
your
word
board.
we could use for
You've got your
snatch.
spread.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That's right.
Well, thank you guys. This has
Absolutely.
been a lot of fun.
So a few other closing remarks.
Yeah,
This is
sure.
the time for that,
I'm not
right?
trying to
Okay.
cut you off.
So
You
I've
got
been
all day.
No. I've been.
You do have a note page.
I
on
do
your-
have some
wow.
notes. I started taking notes in February, again. So it's not very many. Everybody calm down. So, okay, number one, my dad worked with Chappie at UPS.
I just heard about that.
And he is the inspiration behind Chappie getting the bug, the Volkswagen Beetle. So,
Did your dad have a
yes.
long drive?
Yes, he had a long drive, and he got the bug and drove it
For a second, I thought you were about to
Yes.
tell me my dad had AIDS.
Not that. Well,
Him getting
that's
the
a
bug.
question you're going to have to ask them. But no, just the Volkswagen. So
That's awesome.
Dad got that a year before I got my license, and then it inspired Chappie to get his as well.
Do you want to tell Dan what they were telling us in there? Or she wasn't in there, was she?
I don't think I was.
Your dad was in there, and he was just like,
Oh,
yeah,
talking about Chappie?
He made a lot of people cry. That's what he was known for.
Yeah.
Yes, he's got some Chappie stories for sure. So I don't know if we want them all on the air or not, but we can do some Chappie stories after.
So he's shared them with you.
Yes, I've asked him about Chappie for sure, just especially after hearing him on the ticket and all of that. So gotten some follow-up or supporting evidence. I don't know how you want to phrase it. In terms of females disagreeing with Blake's dating app rules, they are wrong. Those rules are 100% on point. Everyone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
That counts for 2 votes.
Yeah.
Yep.
100%, right? Courtney, back me up over there.
I think
yeah.
she's against them, but
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. They're anyone that says they're wrong is lying because
Okay.
they're one of the ones that created the rule.
yeah.
Do you have
yeah.
Do you have tips for like dudes, similar things?
I mean, I think everything Blake pointed out is pretty on
Will
point.
work for dudes as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, group photos.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, the biggest thing for a dating profile is, to be honest, but the point of all of those things that Blake identified is you're trying to kind of hide.
Yeah, you want to hide your
things.
blemishes.
Yeah. But they're all going to get found out when you meet in person. So, what's the point? This one's really annoying. So a while back, y'all were talking fake IDs, and Dan, you asked Jake if he still had his, and he did not. Well, I do still have one of mine because when you got yours at Copycats here in Dallas.
Is that what this place was called?
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
They would give you 2.
They definitely
and
gave me 2.
One of mine got confiscated at the Pluckers in San Marcos because I also went to Texas State. I lived around the corner from Palmer's near your house.
Of course.
So one of mine got confiscated, but the other one I still have, and I meant to bring it and forgotten. So I'm really annoyed about that.
Oh,
but,
really kind of
Dan
built
asked if you
towards
still had it. I know. I was so pissed when I was looking at my notes earlier that I forgot that. Let's see. On the lawyer roundtables, just wanted to note that I really enjoyed that y'all did that, and even got like a little teary-eyed occasionally, or just thought they were really heartwarming, the support that y'all got. And I think Cumulus really underestimated and undervalued the support that y'all would get, and it was really a miscalculation
Just good promo.
and on their part of what the result was going to be from that. They really thought that like they were going to prove it to everybody else, like, okay, don't do this, and slap everybody back in line, and clearly that is not how this turned out. So glad y'all did that, and thought it was all really, really interesting, and
well, thank you.
Showed a lot of support. Yeah. Last 2 for me. When IJB did their first remote at the best little bar in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So my
In
brother
Austin?
and I, in Austin, Jack and I were there.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Kansas State, Colin Klein, I'm pretty sure.
Yep. And so, and as part of that, I had sent you Rex for Amsterdam via TC right before that. And so y'all had me on for a little bit to talk Amsterdam a bit and stuff. So I was
Look
right.
at that.
Yeah. So we've been P1s
That's
for a very
awesome.
long time of all the things. I think that's everything
Back
I've
when you're
got.
on your bike ride, it was had too much Amsterdam on the bike ride.
I was fine.
Oh, okay.
My traveling mate was in tears. She'd gone a little overboard. Yeah.
Okay, my turn.
Got double notes.
Well, I hate. I never know if I should go first, and then she can like leave a good impression at the end, or if I go second and maybe they'll stick around because they liked what she had to say. I'm not as
You're overthinking it.
Not as eloquent, But anyways, I listen to y'all so much. I've listened to every IJB podcast that you at least the ones that you'll let out there. I know there's some missing missing pods, but
He came in late, so we had to catch back up.
Okay, yeah. Truth be told, that was a server issue, but once we realized they were down and we would have had to manually upload like 150 of them, we were like, this is probably a sign. Those probably don't need to be up.
It was a different time.
It was a very different time.
Yeah. So
But
anyways,
thank you, though.
I've spent so many hours listening to y'all just working in this shop, and I don't know, y'all are like my processing group, You just
I love it.
It's anyways, it's
You
cool
have kick-ass hair, bro.
Oh
Thanks.
my God.
Like it's the most. You're never gonna go bald, right? That's.
I mean, I may have made it past my dad was balding before, like however old I am now, so we may be good.
Okay, yeah.
We may be good.
No, it's looking
very
rocking.
impressive.
Yeah, it gets ridiculous whenever I just get to running around, got stuff
But
going
it looks
on,
like the hair of a man who works with wood.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you can't tame him, he tames the wood.
I should probably go flannel. I need to get the flannel embroidered and really
Did you go to
buy into
Texas
the
State
bit.
also?
No.
Okay,
I
you were
went to
UTA.
yeah.
I was going to say, because
Yeah.
that guy, she can tell you, looks like every guy I went to college with. That's what San Marcos looks like. And sounds like.
Funny.
That's funny. Different places. When I was in Cleveland and I landed,
Yeah.
I'm like, this looks like Cleveland.
Yes.
Like the fat guy with the mustache. The same guy was at the, shuttle.
Sure.
The same guy was over here. Like,
Yeah.
this is all Cleveland. It all kind of looked like a cigarette.
That's one way.
Yeah. But I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man. Just a little idea, for marketing, because I know y'all need lots of extra ideas. But
Sure.
if you could do a little TC add-on or a Danny add-on, it's
Like an upcharge.
so upcharge. If you get TC to come out to the remote, or Danny, or whatever other guests
Interesting.
that the people might like, little
Another tier.
420 add-on.
I like it.
Just an idea.
Those guys would have to want to do it.
We need ideas. We need money.
Yeah, we're short on 2 things right now. And those are them.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, just thank y'all for making this available.
For sure,
to the
man.
little
Thanks for
guy
having
and
us. This is
doing it
amazing.
where we could afford it, and yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed the boards.
So if somebody wanted one of these, the easiest thing is just to go to the website and then get in touch with you guys and go from there.
All on the website.
Awesome.
They are not on there currently. And then on Instagram or Facebook, yeah.
Good deal.
Tree Merchants.
One more thing. Well, I forgot about this. Just a little. I know that you were there, Jake, because you talked about it on IJB, but went a little like Kempspin on the radio station we all love. But there was a twerking contest one time.
At Summer Bash.
Yes.
Yes.
And there was a mad boyfriend, and well, she was the one that won the contest.
Oh,
Incredible.
Wow.
Just gotten engaged, and Kelly's a great dancer. But anyways, that was.
I think it was judged by Corby and Donovan, maybe.
Yeah, I think someone was mad that one of the MCs got a little too into the into the dancing. That ushered in the Me Too era into the ticket.
I remember watching that and being like, we're probably not going to be able to do this again.
I don't think there ever was one
I don't
again.
think there was either.
That was a one and done.
Was your
only twerk champion of the team.
was your proud father there as well?
Dad wasn't there. We usually do ticket stock.
Okay.
As a family, we've done that multiple times.
Would you have done the twerking contest if Dad's in the audience? Can you direct that towards her a little?
I mean, yeah, depends on how many beers I'd had.
Okay, yeah.
That's the answer to all of it.
The answer to life.
All right, guys. Well, this is
thank
super
y'all.
cool. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you all for coming out.
Adios, mofo.
We gotta go before this becomes a zoo.
Thank you for watching my video. Subscribe and type for my name if you want to watch more of my videos.